young that he can be rehabilitated behind bars with therapy and medication because his brain is still forming and he shows no signs of what he calls irredeemable depravity in the teen. The judge will consider whether or not to give Gray life with or without the possibility of parole and stack any sentences for the other crimes and at his sentencing today. Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
89 degrees in Atlanta. It's going to feel close to 100 this week. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. So far, President Trump is holding off on a major attack against Iran. White House correspondent Karen Travers reports on whether a new round of attacks are imminent.
The president also spoke to Axios this morning, and he said that he would consider going back to what he called, quote, very strong military action if talks between the U.S. and Iran were to fail. And he also said he's not really willing to give diplomacy all that much time. He was pushed on how long he is willing to give the diplomatic talks at this point, and he said either it goes fast or not at all.
Oil prices are dropping today, but gas prices in Georgia remain above $3.90 a gallon. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says refinery issues caused by the wars in Iran and Ukraine could keep prices high.
Refining continues to be impacted. So while the price of oil is down significantly, the price of what comes out of a refinery is down nowhere nearly as significant, and that's something to keep an eye on.
Gas prices in Georgia remain well below the national average. A Henry County man is recovering after he was bitten by a shark in Florida over the weekend. It happened Saturday in Daytona Beach shores. 22-year-old Ja'Cory High was standing in waist-deep water when he was bitten by a 4-foot shark on the foot and ankle. He is expected to be okay. No word on what kind of a shark it was. 30 years after the Atlanta Olympics, the head organizer of the game says this paved the way for Atlanta's modern-day success with sports and entertainment.
With events like the World Cup and the Super Bowl choosing Atlanta, head of the committee for the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Billy Payne, tells WSB, we likely wouldn't see events of this scale without that success 30 years ago.
We put ourselves on the map of the sporting world, I think.
Payne says he believes the younger generation can recapture the spirit from 1996.
It takes a crazy person like me who embraced an improbable, most said impossible idea.
He says he's proud of how the city performed during the recent World Cup. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
It is 3:03 and the Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, Alex Williams.
Already watching a slow ride toward Midtown, starting in northeast Atlanta, Bill, on I-85 southbound. It starts just below, south of, I should say, Georgia 400. The delays will stay with you, 75-85 south as you head down to Cortlandt Street. Had some earlier trouble before University Avenue. That has cleared. Northbound getting a bit slower as well from University Avenue up to Freedom Parkway. Travel advisory 85 northbound between Chateau Alon and the Pendergrass area. Crash cleanup leaves only a left lane open. Use Highway 124, take that up to Highway 11, then you can hop back on 85 north at Highway 129. And on the south side, 75 northbound, a little bunched up. Luckily, no crashes in the way, just volume. Highway 155 up to Jodico Road, exit 222. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly to mostly cloudy skies today with a few hit-or-miss rain showers and thunderstorms. Trending hotter with a high of 94 through this afternoon. Heat index values closer to 100. Not much relief for tonight with lows in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow, heating up to a high of 97. Feeling more like 105.
It's 88 in Snellville and Cartersville, 89 in East Point. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour one of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I'm your host, Eric Von Hessler. Surrounded as always by the lovable doctrinaires. Tim Andrews is here, Autumn Fisher is here, George Clark is here, and Jared Yamamoto is here. And I think we got to start with the most important story until it's not the story anymore. How are we doing with the explosive diarrhea?
Oh, I've been doing all right.
Okay,
It's manageable.
It's normal for me. So if I were to get it, how would I know?
I just want to know where the cyclospora is. I want to know what's so. Apparently, I feel like it hasn't. The numbers are still relatively the same. So I'm starting to think to myself, maybe this is starting to kind of take care of itself a little bit?
A little bit.
Because the
That's
numbers.
what they say it does.
Yeah.
It like stops reproducing asexually.
Sure.
It like runs out of food or something.
Runs?
Well, that's once it's inside of you. That's once it's inside of you. What I'm saying is, is there going to be more attaching themselves to more things, and how long would it go along in the farming industry? And it seems like the number has been between like 2,000 and 3,000 now for a couple of weeks.
And primarily in the Midwest. That seems to be the place that's been hit the hardest.
I can't stop having salad. I just love it.
And I don't like it washed.
Oh, no. I go to the crappiest place and get just, I go to the
I get Dollar
diner.
Tree lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like it washed, huh?
Nah. No, washing it's stupid.
That's right. And it makes you stronger.
Nature washes it.
I have
right.
seen I've seen a few things, like maps that kind of include Georgia, but officially Georgia is still not one of the states that's being spotlighted.
That's correct. There's only 9 states that technically have it.
Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. But it's got to be, there's some everywhere. I mean, that's the thing that worries me. And I don't know if I don't know if I'm especially neurotic about this because I just don't. Look, getting sick and then moving on, but 30 days on the toilet bowl is not something that I'm looking forward. I just don't want. And for the most part, I've cut lettuce out of it. But then you forget, like over the weekend, I was at a burger place and I ordered a burger, and I'm like halfway through it, and I go, oh, there's lettuce on this.
Oh, that little bit is fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
What they're talking about is like those tubs, that have like mixed greens in them.
This is, that's what they're deciding on. I just don't feel like they have an exact knowledge of exactly where it's coming from.
Oh, yes,
That's
we
all.
do. I've inspected all of these facilities, and it's fine.
Did you see his nose running?
Was it running at the while the president was bombing over the weekend at the
no.
White House
The
Correspondents'?
joke he told about RFK Jr. was actually funny.
That was a funny joke.
What did he say?
And it was early on.
Yeah.
And it was early on, but man,
man,
as someone who has bombed on stage, I started hurting.
Yeah.
Like policies that I disagree with beside, how I am, like I respect the stage. Like it's hard, it becomes uncomfortable. I didn't even watch. I mean, I've only seen like a couple parts of it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, I watched the whole thing, unfortunately.
What do you say about RFK Jr.?
I've got it right here.
This was a good joke.
I hope that everyone finally got to enjoy their entire very delicious beef tenderloins, very special beef. And I want you all to know that Bobby Kennedy, who's right here, personally ran over the cow in his car.
Okay.
And he cut it up and he brought it here for you to eat tonight. So it's very fresh. And Bobby also suggested an appetizer featuring his favorite cut of male raccoon roadkill. But we drew the line at that, Cheryl. We said, no, we're not going to do that.
All right, so that was a good joke. And that got a good laugh.
That's about the only one.
It was early on. I think I was told it was early on. And but I think some of the problem is that maybe the stuff that I saw, maybe the jokes themselves weren't that great. But he's used to being in front of crowds that like him, and so he gets most of his laughs, and he can be funny. I mean, even if you hate the guy, you just have to admit that sometimes on the stump he can be funny. But a lot of his humor is when he goes off the script. Right? The script is telling him one thing, and then he gets to somebody's name, and then he goes, "Oh, he could lose some weight, huh?" And like that bit. So,
well, another thing, Eric, is I don't bother to read the script. I just start reading it. I read it there for the first time,
yes.
So I didn't figure out how to do it right.
So he was reading it like a political speech almost.
Well, he didn't do any prep.
And he didn't have, no prep with it. But I think also when you're doing lines like that are set up punchlines, if you go off script to meander, you kind of kill the rhythm of it. Mm-hmm. I think that's what, and so he was doing it like his the stuff that I saw. I thought that his delivery and the stuff that I saw was much like the delivery I saw from that Thursday speech that he did about the elections a couple weeks ago.
Oh, the Save America Act,
yeah. He should have ran it at the comedy clubs before.
Yeah. Should have gone did a little work.
Do you mind if I go up tonight and do a little, throw my name in the hat, maybe do Kill Tony?
Do a little stand-up. Work it out in the clubs.
Go on Theo Von, maybe.
So did he just push the gas then, despite bombing through most of the night?
I think that's what he did.
Shift joke.
I didn't watch it. You saw it.
The Adam Schiff joke was terrible.
He's got a watermelon head, I call him, because he's a pencil neck, whatever. And then, of course, the typical Senator Warren jokes were, she's a Pocahontas. But the worst one was he goes after this Caitlin, what's her last name, Collins?
Collins, yeah,
Caitlin,
CNN.
the CNN.
Like
And says she looks like Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
It just fell flat. It was awful.
Well, nobody was going to.
They're not going to laugh at that.
He doesn't. See, the thing is, I think people thought that he was going to be good at this because he does have, sometimes is very funny when he's doing the rallies. But again, that's his crowd.
Yeah.
That's his crowd. It's so much different when a crowd wants you to succeed. And so he hasn't had to read rooms when it comes to comedy, Like sometimes, like a lot of ways to read a room is, to have like a little bit of a rough joke in your first 2 or 3 minutes. And if the crowd goes for it, then you know very early on in your set what you're dealing with, where you can go, whatever. And if they don't, you just kind of X those jokes off and go, well, this audience isn't. So comedians have a way, if they're the type of comedian that isn't always in a comedy club, sometimes they're at a convention or sometimes they're doing some sort of corporate gig or whatever. There are ways to read the room and then calibrate that to the material that you have and what this audience is going to like. And he hasn't had to do that. Mostly when he's in front of audiences, they waited in line for a long time to see him. They like him. He doesn't have to try to win them over like that. When you're doing comedy, you have to win the crowd. This is what I know, even, for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta comedy thing we're going to do again with Jeff Foxworthy. You can think in the back of your mind, oh, it's a room full of WSB people. They probably have a good feeling toward me. So I don't have, no. When you get on that stage and you start telling jokes, the standard, people get very mean about it very quickly. Like, people themselves get offended that you bomb in front of them. Like it becomes a thing. They don't, maybe later on they would rationalize, he's a radio guy anyway. It doesn't really matter. But in the moment, if you're on stage telling jokes in a comedy presentation, you get judged harshly. And this just proves that goes all the way up to the President of the United States.
Yeah.
The most powerful person in the world. There's something about when you stand up there and your presentation is, I'm going to make you laugh. People kind of fold their arms and go, oh, yeah? Do it.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Do it. And so he found that out. I don't know. How long was it? Was it
an hour he spoke?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
No.
Yeah,
Doing the comedy of the whole time?
This and that and the comedy and we've done so much in Iran and blah, blah, blah.
So this evening we're picking up right where we left off, so let's have a little bit of fun, I said, what do we do here? Is this supposed to be fun? Am I supposed to be serious? Am I supposed to be a comedian?
There you go. He didn't know what the hell he was there for.
Why am I here?
You got to remember.
Prep.
I don't know.
Why am I here? Who am I?
I saw him telling one joke that there was a kernel of a joke in it that if delivered properly could have worked. So the basis of the joke was it based on, there was competition. Oh, the UFC fight.
Okay, yeah.
And that there should have been politicians involved. And so the joke is that they nearly set it up so that Chris Christie could compete against and then he veers off. The original was that he was going to compete against some other fat person, and he goes, originally they wanted me to do the other one, but I'm going to go Jerry Nadler. So we're gonna do Jerry Nadler. So it's Chris Christie versus Jerry Nadler, and they're fighting for a slice of cheesecake, which inside of there, if told properly, you could have gotten a laugh off of what is there.
Yeah, but it had to be brief.
But the way that he kind of meandered and, whatever, he was trying to get a punchline on putting Gerald Nadler in there rather than the other person, as opposed to waiting and getting to the punchline to be the punchline. So, that's another one that I saw where I went, okay, somebody better with some rhythm probably could have gotten a laugh out of Chris Christie fighting some other fat politician for a slice of cheesecake.
Old, right?
Yeah. He's now 80. Yes,
yeah.
He's 80.
So to me, I think it would be difficult for anybody, right, who's not a professional comedian, let alone someone who's in there.
I'm the Mick Jagger of presidents, by the way.
Oh, man, I blew Joe's mind this week with the new Rolling Stones album.
It's you can't understand it the first time.
No,
you hear it.
he was like, it's not AI. And then we looked it up, and he was like, we looked up stuff about like what Mick Jagger said about using AI. He said, I tried it once, it was rubbish. I looked it up. He said I tried it because he wanted to look up like creative names for songs. And he's like, what it gave me was stupid. And so I never thought about it again.
And he's very casual about it, because I saw a thing where he's also like, hey, if other people want to use it, I don't care. Like he was like, hey, if they want to use it, it's fine.
They're old school rock and roll. They're not.
But that whole, I figured this out. I think I figured this out with what's going on with the Rolling Stones, and that is that so two of the three, the three that are the surviving members, they're all in their 80s, right? Two of them, Keith and Ronnie, are in pretty good shape and able to do it, which is fine. And still, I don't mean that. I'm saying that's really good. They're in their 80s and they can still do their job. They can still play guitars. They can still write songs. They can still do this kind of stuff. And then you have this anomaly that is Mick Jagger, which is a complete perfect storm. He grew up with a father who taught physical education of some kind ever since he was a child. Taking care of yourself physically was an important thing. Now, we can get into all the drug years, but I'm just saying physically fit, doing exercise, keeping your body, and all of that kind of stuff. And something that you can only do if you're Mick Jagger. So first you have to have the DNA. Then you have to have the discipline to keep yourself in shape. And then there's this third part that you kind of have to be a multimillionaire by the time you're in your mid-20s to be able to pull off, which is he never allowed himself to become old. I don't mean that in the cringe way, like showing up and hanging out with kids who are younger than him and it being odd. What I mean is Mick Jagger never settled down. Mick Jagger is in his 80s. When you say
to take it easy, he did not take it easy.
He didn't take it easy, but he never had a family thing. He's got kids. He's got an 8-year-old son. When in his 80s, this has never stopped. In Mick Jagger's life, it's just like in your 20s. Every week, hey, we're going to see this new band that I've heard about. Like 2 or 3 times a week, he's going out, he's singing. He has always lived his life. And believe me, if you're not a multimillionaire by the time you're 25, you can't pull this off. You have to raise your family. You have to decide to let kind of silly hobbies go away so you can concentrate on the things that are going to raise your family. So it's a perfect storm where you get the DNA, the discipline, and then this thing where, because I'll tell you something, I've been listening to this album a lot, and I think Mick Jagger wrote a lot of the songs on this album. He is not being lazy. When the writing is clever with twists and turns. They'll repeat themselves a couple times, and then the third chorus is completely different with different words and different. And so it's something that should be appreciated, because I don't think it's ever going to happen again. Autumn, I think you stepped away last week when I brought up this item, this fact that I think, and it just knocks everybody out when I tell them this. And McCartney's involved in this too. The idea that one member of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, who were the Beatles' biggest competition in the 60s. There were other great bands, but the Rolling Stones were the other band that kept growing, kept getting, all of that. If they had real pressure from any other band in the 60s, it was the Rolling Stones. The fact that in 2026, you have an album from one of the Beatles and a Rolling Stones album, both that make the top 10 and are critically acclaimed, it would be the same as, because they had their first success in 1964. Okay. It would be the same as if you had a top 10 hit. Now, they didn't really have top 10 in 1925, but we went and looked at what was popular. If you had a popular song on the radio in 1925, and then you had a hit album in the top 10 in 1985, that is the stretch from 1964 to now. Wow. Minus a couple of years.
Now the challenge is going to be which one's going to get the rock album of the year now.
Well, that's going to. I think it's going to be the Stones.
Yeah,
it comes up head to head.
I've listened to both now. After our road trip, it's better.
I think McCartney is more clever because he's always had the cleverness and all the little twists and turns. But The Stones album is a miracle. It's the
sounds
only way.
amazing.
I don't understand it. And so that's when you, again, just think about the music from 1925. And then
I love my girl. She's so great.
this will, I mean, maybe. What? So Taylor Swift, when was her first? 2007 or something?
Yeah, she started getting big right around that time.
So what would be her having a hit 60 years later? I'm terrible with On the Fly.
Nobody knows
Well,
that.
2067.
Right. So maybe Taylor Swift will have a top 10
That's a
album.
date that exists.
Yeah.
So maybe Taylor Swift will have a top 10 album in 2067, but
She'll
that
be
would
78.
be that would be right. That's what Jagger's 79 or something like 80. I think he's 80.
He just turned 83, I think, like
Insane.
Friday or something.
But isn't that a cool thing where you're not only listening to an album and going, God, this is great, but you're just going, how did this happen? How is this even?
Why doesn't he sound
old? Why doesn't he sound old? Hitting the falsetto stuff, doing there's a song on there where you can just track. What's the one? With love comes anger. I can't remember. It's Never Want to Lose You, I think.
Okay.
Check out what he's doing with his voice throughout that song. He's got like 3 different gears, and at one point he's like very gravelly. It's, like love is full of. And then he goes,
Who is the person near the end of the album? It's like he's singing with somebody.
Well, it's Keith Richards. He always has one song on.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Keith Richards.
We were trying to figure it out. It was just on in the background, and
Yeah.
then we're like, "What is this? Is that like Tom Waits?"
No, some of us are on our knees. That's the Keith song on. I mean, you say Keith song. Keith wrote "Gimme Shelter." Keith wrote "Angie." He's written a bunch of stuff. But on every Rolling Stones album, there's a song that Keith sings.
I should have known. I should have said like, "That sounds like Tim."
And I love the Keith song on it. To me, I can rate a Rolling Stones album by whether or not I like the Keith song. And they gave Keith the real big production. Also, the Amy Winehouse cover, I love.
Yeah, I like that.
Even though it's like every cover, like officially, but it's not as good. Of course, it's her song, but it's awesome that they did it. I don't know how her estate is doing, but that song being on a Stones album isn't going to hurt the estate.
I'm sure it's helping.
They've done this. There's 2 covers. The song ends with a Chuck Berry cover, and their last album from a couple of years ago, it ends with a Muddy Waters cover. And I'm starting to look at this. I'm going, they're just helping people out.
You think?
You remember a few years ago when we hadn't gotten a Stones album in like 20 years, and they put out that it was all blues classics. It was all covers. I started to put it together. They're giving back. They're recording old blues songs and things like that they loved when they were younger. And every time they do that, just like even if a Rolling Stones album doesn't catch fire, at this point you have enough completists in the world who are going to buy anything to keep their collection complete. That if you do a blues song from the 50s or 60s or 40s or whatever, you're contributing right into the estate of these people. And once I realized that what was going on there, I'm like, oh, that's why they made that entire album full of stuff that is going to go to, generations later who maybe don't have a whole lot based on the fact that somebody famous, their grandfather was really famous, but there's no money left.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a cool thing as well.
The record company who signed them screwed the
record
the
companies.
family over.
Yeah, they screwed everybody.
Yeah,
right. And so it's like it's just going to like Sony.
Hey, when somebody, oh yeah, right. That would be terrible if it didn't. Yeah. But I think that because there's 2 different things. I learned this from making the movie. There's publishing. One of them stays with the record companies naturally own the recordings because they own the studios.
I see. So like maybe if the Stones used something from Muddy Water, like a recording of theirs, then that might go to something like Sony.
Right, right. But if they just cover the song,
that was written by him.
Right.
Hey, my name is Vito, and I need you to start covering Tommy James songs, please. Because my family, we don't have enough money.
A lot of people don't realize that story. It's Tommy James and the Shondells.
Yeah, the mob.
Crimson and Clover. It was all the mob.
Moni.
Yeah. It was all. So what happened? They almost killed him, didn't they?
Yeah, they took everything.
At one point, yeah.
Wasn't Frankie Valli part of that sort of?
It's possible.
A little bit too?
They might have helped them, but I think those guys.
Because didn't Frankie Valli, isn't he from New Jersey? And I think maybe Tommy James is from New Jersey too.
It was like Frankie Valli and
the Four Seasons.
Joe Pesci too.
Oh yeah, Joe Pesci was the singer.
And that he was like, he got his stuff made and put out a little bit because of the mob.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci, the singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Joey Can Sing.
Yeah.
Is that an
Never
album?
heard it?
No. No, I don't.
It's not the comedy album, right, that he made later in life when he was famous.
No,
but he started out.
Oh, so he started out wanting to be a singer.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like when you go and you see like old Bon Scott stuff, and he's like,
I love. Yeah,
he's doing like pop
song,
60s.
Welfare boogie.
Is this Joe Pesci?
Little Joey can sing. No, Little Joe sure can sing.
Oh, sure can.
Is that him?
I suppose so.
Oh, this is a Bee Gees cover.
Oh, well, maybe this is the. So there's an original one.
It's a great Bee Gees song about a complete and total witch that somebody in the band was dating.
Oh, this is from the 60s, so yeah, this is a cover.
Okay.
Shall we try
So there's
one
one
more?
that's all covers, and then there's another one that he made early.
Gotta get you into my life.
Yeah.
Fixing a hole. We don't have enough time.
All right, maybe we'll dig up some of these as some of these gems from Joe Pesci. Yeah, but we should all celebrate the new Rolling Stones album. Even if you hate the Rolling Stones, it should be inspiration to, hey, keep on going.
Get any size air conditioner for $69.99 a month, 0 down, an unbeatable lifetime warranty, and ask about clean air upgrades. Visit reliableair.com to book your free estimate today.
We are here with the CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and co-host of Retire ATL right here every weekend. And Aaron, the headlines are heavy. There's a lot of noise in our face right now. Where can an adult turn to if they need some clarity or information about their financial future? How can they reach out to you?
You can either call or text this number. It's 770-741-0120. We can explain our process to you, when you make that phone call and kind of we can talk about where you're at in your life and your process. The idea, though, is that we get to have an initial conversation. It's not like bring all of your statements and have everything buttoned up and show us your spreadsheet. And in that first conversation, it may be just a quick phone call so that we can, answer a couple of questions for you and you can feel us out if you want to actually go through our process. A good middle ground way to do this is to text seminar. Text the word seminar to 770-741-0120. We actually do these educational workshops all around Atlanta. We've got a bunch of them coming up here soon. And it's a good way to come talk to us, learn some of the educational stuff that we kind of the processes by which we work and how we work through some of these questions and issues. And I think it's just a good way to get to know us a little bit.
If you're ready to get serious about your financial future or you just have a question, where am I? We invite you to call the team at the Vincent Financial Group. That initial consultation, no cost, no obligation. 770-741-0120. Maybe you're looking for some more information about their upcoming complimentary educational workshops. You can text the word seminar to the same number, and a team member from the Vincent Financial Group will be in touch. 770-741-0120. And we invite you to join us every Sunday right here for Retire ATL, all powered by the Vincent Financial Group. And get more information at retireatlradio.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
At Emory Healthcare, there's a whole team of people devoted to medicine that envisions the future, so you can do the same. When doubt surrounds your picture of tomorrow, hope from others can light the way forward. The power of second chances is here every day, but its beauty shines brightest when you bring it home. Emory Healthcare, the front line of care, the forefront of discovery. Visit emoryhealthcare.org/discover.
Hi, I'm Nicole Beck, Customer Relations Manager at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. We don't complete transactions, we build relationships. I invite you to come to our store and see exactly what I mean. Experience amazing at Butler Lexus South Atlanta, 800 New Lexus.
Georgia Power is here to help businesses save with quick efficiency tips, like converting exit signs and other lights to LEDs and scheduling yearly building inspections now so you can find ways to save right away. We're here for you so you can be there for your community. Visit georgiapower.com to get started.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic,
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, we could soon learn the sentence for Appalachia High School shooter Colt Gray. At his sentencing hearing today, a psychologist from the Juvenile Detention Center where Gray is being held takes the stand. The teenager's mental health has been the focus, and Gray's obsession with school shooter Nicholas Cruz.
That he didn't remember. He was arrested. Yeah, that he didn't really remember. Well, that he heard voices, hallucinations, and he didn't remember. Right. So basically exactly what Nick Cruz said when he was arrested that Colt knows about. Colt said the same thing when he was arrested. Right.
Gray pleaded guilty to all 55 counts against him in the 2024 shooting at Appalachia High School. A judge will decide whether Gray has a chance of parole one day. Savannah Guthrie makes a new plea to her mother's kidnappers.
We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed.
In a video posted to Instagram today, the Today Show host says, "We've done our part and we will never stop looking for her." She urges the kidnappers to make the right choice and tell us where to look. Nancy Guthrie went missing from her home in Tucson, Arizona in February and hasn't been seen since. The FBI is offering a $1 million reward for information leading to her recovery. Because of higher food prices, Wayne Cabot reports many people are buying fewer groceries.
A recent study by the consulting firm Bain & Company and the market research company Nielsen IQ finds shoppers are putting fewer things in their carts because of a 33% jump in grocery prices since 2019, sharpest increase in 50 years. Food price inflation peaked nationwide in 2022, but hasn't reversed course.
Clayton County issues a boil water advisory, which affects Forest Park, Lake City, and Morrow. Other areas of the county are not impacted. Customers in the north end of Clayton County may have experienced low pressure or no water overnight. This was due to a pump station failure that occurred. If customers have cloudy or discolored water, they should run their outside spigot until it clears. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Here is Alex Williams.
A little better news downtown, Bill. Stall pushed to the right shoulder, all lanes back open. 75-85 northbound at I-20. Still seeing brake lights, though, from Langford Parkway. Southbound rides just filling in with the volume you'd expect from the 85-400 merge down past Atlantic Station and Georgia Tech. Heads up in Cherokee County, found a new crash on the left lane, 575 southbound. Before you get down to Town Lake Parkway, exit number 8. Brake lights now starting to grow back towards 6's Road. If you want to avoid that jam, you can always use Highway 5. Don't forget the express lanes are pointed northbound for the afternoon. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly to mostly cloudy skies today, high 94 with heat index values closer to 100. Not much relief for tonight, lows in mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow, trending even hotter with a high of 97 that feels like is 105.
It's 89 in Union City, 90 in Loganville, 88 in Chamblee. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
You know how it goes in Atlanta. Sunshine at lunch, thunderstorms by 4. And if those afternoon storms are finding a way into your living room, call Dr. Roof. Mark Aram here. From roof leaks to full roof replacements, Dr. Roof has you covered with a price match guarantee and up to a 50-year workmanship warranty, the only one in town. Plus, visit drroof.com for coupons and special offers. That's drroof.com. Dr. Roof, don't wait for the next storm.
If your garage door stops working, is that urgent? If some repair guy says he can maybe come out tomorrow or maybe the day after that, is that a problem? I mean, if you got to get to work and your car's stuck in your garage, that's urgent. If your wife's 39 weeks pregnant, starts feeling a little something, it's raining cats and dogs, the go bag is already in the trunk, and your car's stuck in your garage, that's urgent. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. If you call us to repair your garage door, we ask, what time is good for you? We adjust our schedules to meet your schedule. And we always have same-day availability, because sometimes it's urgent. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over when you need us. Because if you call us, it's your call.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Selling your old car on your own can be a nightmare. Shelley Winter here. I know you don't want to deal with placing ads, prepping the vehicle, meeting potential buyers, and negotiating. Save yourself a lot of time and stress by simply donating your vehicle to Cars
for kids. It's so easy, and you'll get a tax receipt for your charitable donation, a vacation voucher, and painless removal of your car. Go to carsforkids.org today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Jared's going quasi-viral, so he's very, very happy with himself over there.
I know. I won the national championship on the new college football video game with my West Georgia Wolves, and I posted the video, and it's going viral on Instagram.
Well, there's a ceiling, because after West Georgia grads and their parents, interest is going to fall off.
Listen, I'm getting some love from UGA fans, from Georgia Tech fans. They think it'd be great to see West Georgia win.
I think a UGA fan giving you love is like like somebody patting you on the head.
You did so well, Joe. Oh, Joe.
You answered all the questions.
Yeah.
Speaking of politics, Mitch McConnell, have we seen him again? Is he still
he's
alive?
been discharged, but he can't return to the Senate yet.
That's right. I'm home, and I'm recuperating from whatever it was that happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go. And I wanted to say, thank God I've made enough money so I can afford premium health care, unlike you losers with consumer insurance.
That's correct. If somebody like this, what happened, being in the hospital for months at a time, this would have basically bankrupted most, I would say, I'm going to be conservative. Let's just say 50+% of the country would have been busted after something like this. But I guess you got some good...
I have fantastic health care, especially with all that money from special interest groups that I put away. I haven't invested in crypto like a lot of you dopes have, and I'm just doing great. And listen, this is all I have to offer you right now, but if you subscribe to... if you want more custom responses in your social media, please upgrade to McConnell Premium or Mitch X, one or the other.
I don't even... I'm speaking to you right now, the faux Mitch McConnell, but all we keep getting are pictures, and this makes me think that he can't speak properly. Otherwise, we would have gotten a video where he said, "I'm fine," and he would have sounded like that.
I'm going bowling tonight.
And they're saying it was, what are they saying? They're saying he had a fall, and then he got to the hospital, and there was pneumonia, which does happen with old people. It's a thing. But there are also people who claim to be eyewitnesses to the fact that he was maybe getting CPR or something when the ambulance came. Now, I don't know about that.
They did say no stroke, no heart
Yeah, no
attack,
stroke. That's the whole thing. But I think he must be having trouble speaking. Otherwise, they would definitely have him speaking. We'll find out. In his update, did he say at any time that he was going to be back? Because there's this weird thing in that state where if he holds out to August 3rd, they don't
4
have to
days.
replace him. Which, by the way, if that's what's being done here, whatever.
Pretty shady.
Yeah, what isn't? You know what? What the hell isn't shady? It's really gotten to the point where, I just to myself, I'm like, yeah, they're all lying about everything.
They all want to keep their power.
Yeah, it's just like, it's. I don't have the energy for it anymore. And I guess that's part of their thing. But you know what? You win. I'm not living my life this way. I'm not living my life reacting to, corrupt people and the power they have, until they get to my doorstep and, they tell me I can't use my air conditioning or something that really affects me.
Well, people
in
act stunned
real
that
time.
DSA are making inroads with young people. Why wouldn't they?
Well,
Considering
Democrats,
you've got these,
socialists?
you have
Yeah.
these old codgers.
I have a lot of money, and I'm never going to let it go.
Yeah, and they'll be let down in the future by that. Like, it's just like I'm out of the cycle of, this politician is going to do. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with all that. I don't believe in any kind of he's young and he's from the Midwest and he's. You know what? If you get in there and you do it and you prove that you're like an honest person who cares about the constituents, is doing the best you can, I'll notice that. I'm not so cynical that I'm never going to give flowers to somebody who deserves it. But as far as believing in somebody before I see how they act once they're in office, no way. Just not going to happen again. I'm cured. I'm cured of that. Someone who I don't even understand the afflictions that people have in this society, namely the influencing class. So this guy Clavicular, he gets in trouble again.
Didn't he get beat up?
he got some security, like wrestled him to the ground, but
For
he was
a
not.
long time.
But he wasn't arrested. The security guys weren't arrested. So what?
So it was fake?
I don't know. I don't.
It didn't seem to be fake.
You look like an old bald guy beating him up.
Yeah, had him
Well-
in a chokehold.
Well, here's the thing: you can work out all the time, but if you've lived your life in such a way that you know how to fight, I think that's more than just walking around with, being muscular and stuff. Yeah, the guy who got him on the ground, that bald head says this ain't his first rodeo. he knows how to fight people.
He
He knows how to.
He had some weight on him too.
Yeah. So why? It's just odd. Like, is it good for someone like Clavicular who is a social media influencer? Is it one of those things that there's no bad news? I mean, as long as you're not going to prison for 20 years, there's no bad news.
Well, last week, remember, this big story was that he was seen making out with two very attractive girls. They're like, look, Clavicular's back at it again, because the story before that was that he struggles with women. And then he's making out, and then now...
So all of that is made up. Like, are they smart enough to plan that out? Like, hey, we'll have a thing that says you're lonely, and then we'll hit him with, he's going at it with two girls, and then we'll get into a scuffle, and we'll always Eric Von Hessler, who doesn't care about us or know what the hell we're all about, will be talking about it on his show in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's all we need.
Are they smart enough to plan it out like that?
I think what's happening here is there was another influencer that caught the scene. I think his name is Drago that was there on scene, and I think it's a way for them to cross streams.
Yeah.
Drago.
Drago's kind of like a sidekick. So.
He's a sidekick kind of. Oh, and so he's like the friend who's also a streamer, but doesn't get nearly the numbers of.
He kind of knows.
Why
he's
does
second
Clavicular
man.
get so much? Is it just because he's a good-looking guy? Does that come down to that?
I think a lot of it comes up from creating all that lingo that became so popular. Just called like looks maxing and
right.
He's mogging.
He's
like
the new.
Just entered the kids. Language.
He's the new popcorn faith. As I remember from the 90s, there was this lady, she would write books, and she was a trend, like she was supposed to be able to tell you trends that are happening, and she was really good at giving them a name. In the early 90s, she came up with cocooning, which was about how young kids were coming back to live with
Faith
their parents.
Popcorn.
Yeah, Faith Popcorn's her name. Yeah, and so she was real, and she would sell all kinds of books. Another guy who's good at that is the Malcolm Gladwell. Like I tried to read one of his books. I couldn't get through it. I got to be honest with you. I thought it was boring. But before he puts out a book, he always puts out a concept or a name for something that really, there's nothing new under the sun. You just repackage old ideas and give it a new name. And so maybe that's what this guy Clavicular is kind of falls in that category. He can do the same things that people have been doing for years, but he has a new name for it, and all the kids start using his vernacular.
Are they with Sneeko? I keep seeing this other guy, Sneeko. Do you know?
I wouldn't say. I mean,
what is Sneeko?
Sneeko's. He's a Muslim guy from New York.
But he's a
sort of
viral
political.
He's socialist, Democrat,
he's
socialist.
a streamer.
Okay, I thought
That's
he
what
hung
he
out
is,
with
yeah.
these guys. I just see his name everywhere.
So is he a Democrat, socialist type of?
No, he's on the right. He's into being Muslim. That's kind of his main gig.
So he's right wing.
He's a convert as well.
So he's American Muslim, right wing Republican.
I mean Republican. I don't know. Maybe not that far, but yeah.
Well, if you're right wing, you're not going to be a Democrat. I would think.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think he's like stumping for the GOP, I guess.
So he's further right than the Republican Party, maybe.
Yeah.
The same way that social Democrats are further left than the Democrat
like
Party.
Muslim right.
Exactly, yes.
Muslim right.
That's a little bit different than like Christian
He's
right.
like Sharia law kind of guy.
Yeah.
Oh. So is he influencing?
He's not an extremist, but I think he's in that direction.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, he doesn't like Groypers, I'm seeing.
What is that? I always forget what Groypers are.
Nick Fuentes and that ilk.
And what does that mean, groyping? Is that what are you pointing out? What are you good
So
at?
Groyper is a version of Pepe, which is the little cartoon frog that got big on the right.
Right.
Groyper is a version of that, and then they took that name and made that the fan name.
Oh.
So if you're a fan of Nick Fuentes, you're a Groyper.
Gotcha. So if you're a fan of Nick Fuentes, you're young, you believe in white nationalism, and you okay.
Yeah. Enjoy.
I don't know where that's going.
He did a podcast with Hunter Biden. It was actually pretty interesting.
I like that podcast too.
Hunter Biden's having a second
he's got a second win.
sober.
Yeah. He's good.
He's
like, making a little bit of sense.
He's podcasting and
He's like, can you imagine if my dad did that?
Well, that's true.
Just stay away from the crack. No crack, Hunter.
At this point, I would say, could you imagine if Richard Nixon did that? I mean, I was having a conversation at lunch with a friend about this. I mean, everything that's going on now, president making $1 billion in his first, it's like, what, Nixon did nothing compared to Nixon. No, most people don't think he was part of the Watergate break-in. He got in trouble that once he found out, he tried to cover it up. It's like, that is like small potatoes compared to what's going on. And it's not just this administration, just the whole society.
In this news cycle, for over the past 10 years, the Nixon Watergate scandal would probably be a 2 or 3 day story.
Yeah.
Nobody would care about it.
Yeah.
At all.
Be like, oh, well, of course he tried to cover it up. But
yeah.
Something about a hotel? I don't know.
Exactly.
A hotel?
And wigs.
All right, there's a reference that at least 1.5 of our listeners got, and they had a hell of a good time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You've done it for 26 years.
$2,306,264.
That's awesome.
Thank you for giving to the Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorder Center at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
You can still donate at WSBRadio.com.
The WSB Care-A-Thon's mission will continue year-round.
Thank you for your support of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Your sky full of stars.
If you're looking for an exceptional Swiss timepiece, visit Terra Fine Jewelry today. They have exceptional Swiss watches from Tag Heuer and the finest selection in Atlanta of pre-owned Rolex. It's where I've been shopping for over 25 years. Terra Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
Georgia Power is here for you with programs, tools, and incentives that lower your bill. But we also have a few ways you can save right now. Unplug devices like TVs when they're not being used, or use a power strip you can switch off. Make sure you're only using the lights you need. Change out your HVAC filter and make sure your vents are clear. Set your thermostat at 78 for max efficiency. But every degree closer helps, because everything we save on energy can be better spent being there for the people we care about. Visit georgiapower.com for more energy-saving tips.
Attention Georgia homeowners, I have a question. If new windows are supposed to save you money on your energy bills, why should you have to wait to start saving? Hey, it's Ray, founder of Window Comfort, and during America's 250th anniversary celebration, we're doing something we've never done before. If you replace all the windows in your home and show us your current power bill, we're going to write you a check for 3 months of your electricity. That's right. We're going to start saving you money before we ever install the windows. And it gets better. Right now, we're doing buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 5, get 5 free. Plus, we're going to add free installation for a short period of time. You have nothing to lose and everything to save. So go to windowcomfort.com and get your free, no-pressure estimate today.
Better prices, better views. Window Comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
This kitchen is insane. New counters, new floors. Who did this?
My house.
Your house did your kitchen?
Yep. I used a HomeTap home equity investment to get cash from the equity I already had, with no monthly payments or impact on my mortgage rate.
So your home paid for itself. That's genius.
Huh. I guess I am a genius.
All right, easy there.
HomeTap lets you turn your home equity into cash with no monthly payments. It's your home. Tap into it. See how much you could get at HomeTap.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So one thing in that clavicular story that I didn't get to. That I do. We got to mark this down to ask. Oh, well, I'm not going to. Well, you guys ask George Stein on Friday. Thursday. I'll be out from Thursday until the following Thursday because I'm going to a wedding in Los Angeles.
Don't tell people that until you're not here.
Oh, whatever. Listen, my feeling has always been if losing people is that easy, I never deserved them. They were never mine. But we have to ask this question. So part of that clavicular story, the bald guy that wrestled them down to the ground or whatever, they were kept saying that they were engaging in a citizen's arrest until the cops got there.
Which seems to me that's an internet stunt.
You think so?
Absolutely. That's when I watched this clip because I saw it over the weekend. I'm like, this seems like a stunt to me.
Okay, well,
nobody really shouts citizens arrest.
Well, my question is,
Barney,
is that a thing?
Yeah, Barney fight. Citizens arrest.
Is that actually a thing? Like, we got to find out from George Stein. Is it possible for one citizen to arrest another citizen based on what? Like, because you were an eyewitness to something? That doesn't suddenly give you some sort of authority. But I don't know.
think you can.
Has it ever actually been done?
I think it has.
But I mean, under what? Under what? Where in the Constitution does it say that you as an individual have a right to make a citizen's arrest?
In
Georgia,
Georgia, not an option. No citizens.
There's no
arrest
citizen's
in
arrest.
Georgia.
Are there states where there is citizen's arrest?
Let's see.
It might just be something that we've seen in movies.
I think so.
You know, it's possible.
Yes, yeah.
Because you have, in order to arrest somebody, you have to have the authority to tell them you can't keep going to wherever you were going.
And I do.
Doing whatever.
You're not deputized by the state or the county,
exactly.
and you're not hired by the police.
Yeah, if you're deputized, there's some sort of paperwork behind the whole thing. But if you just saw something you didn't like, hey, you didn't treat that lady right. I'm putting you under arrest. I don't know where the authority.
Use your turn signal.
Freeze.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to be able to arrest people.
There
for
you
that.
go.
I just want to run them off the side
So
of the
in
road.
Georgia, you can restrict private persons to arresting offenders only if the crime is committed in their presence or within their immediate knowledge. So I get you. It sounds like you can kind of hold them, like that guy was saying, hold them until the police come.
Yeah, I guess so. Like if someone's in your house.
Well, no, if it's your house, that's your property. You
I'm
can
just
kill
saying. So like maybe it could be like kidnapping, imprisonment, or something. If you didn't have this right.
No, because you have a right to your own property.
imprisonment.
You have no.
In your property, people shoot them.
Basically, you can kill somebody if they break into your house. So
I hope somebody comes in my house.
The lazy serial killer.
She wrote that children's story, The Laziest Serial Killer.
I'm gonna leave my door open.
I'm just waiting. It's just a honey trap, that house. That's all it is.
Just so everybody knows here, guys, law enforcement strongly advises calling the police instead of intervening yourself unless there's an immediate threat to your safety.
Yeah.
But I just, what I'm talking about is you're just walking down the street, you witness something. I just don't know that you have the authority. Yeah, well, most of us are going to act like, I'm going to keep walking, act like I didn't.
No, you get your phone out.
But you wouldn't, like if something that,
if somebody's being
feel
hurt.
like if you saw somebody harming a child or an old lady or something, I mean, you would want to get involved, you know. But I just don't know that you could just, like, if somebody said that to you, I'm holding you under citizen's arrest. You're like, yeah, okay, pal. I'll see you.
No, you're not. Bye.
See you at the Quick Trip.
Well, at least if you're wrong, you can face heavy charges for false imprisonment, assault, battery,
There you go.
all that good stuff.
Like you see somebody shoplifting in a store, you're not. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's not my business.
No.
I'd be like, here, take this. I'll meet you outside.
I work with people who do this. I'd say to myself.
That's crazy, though.
Jared, man.
I know. I've got a problem, guys.
Yeah,
I really
Jared has
do.
a problem.
I
That's
can't
why I
help
moved to the
myself.
west side.
Autumn has tried to help him with this problem.
West side, best side.
So we're basically deciding that no, you can't do it. Is
That's
that
correct. I would highly recommend not.
Legally, you can't. Spiritually,
Your Honor, I was under spiritual orders.
yes.
Okay, should this be in front of me? Should we be talking about sending this person to a clinic?
But I think like what you're saying, like if you see somebody hit a grandma or a kid, you can hold them down on the ground and make sure the police arrest them.
Grandma.
I guess but the police got to get there within like 5 minutes.
Help me.
You can't hold them for like an hour.
Somebody should arrest this guy.
Just sit on them. Yeah, they'll be here shortly.
I guess in the immediate, you're you're protecting other people around you, right? This is a crazy person or something.
Yeah, you got to neutralize the threat.
Exactly. But, I mean, how long? We'll be there in 45 minutes. I'm not holding some other person for 45 minutes.
Imagine if you're in rural Georgia, for example. Like, it might take a while.
All right, I'm going to let you go, but I'm going to need your address so the police can come find you later.
Yeah, in rural Georgia, it's like some fat sheriff, like, oh,
well, yeah. Like one of those rural areas where you don't have your own police force,
right?
But it's the sheriff's department that's responsible for sending
I like
deputies
it being really
out.
small and local. Is that next to Maggie's house?
All right, he's got a big toothpick in his mouth and his sweat coming down his brow.
Where'd I put those keys?
He's overweight.
Margie, I'll be back in a minute.
All right, well, you hold him there. I gotta take a quick dump, and I'll be out.
I just finished a Hot Pocket in the microwave.
We don't usually have that kind of stuff around here, but all right.
Well, if you citizens arrest him, then you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Why don't you just you got some transportation? Why don't you just take him down there?
Throw him in the back.
So you're doing God's work, son.
I'm at a family picnic.
Citizens haul his ass into jail.
You know who needs to be
citizens judge him.
Yeah.
You know who needs to be citizens arrested is whoever gave Clavicular that nose job.
Does he have a? Well,
shots fired by Joy.
Well, you follow this more than I do. I didn't know he had.
He got a nose job. People are saying he's botched.
Is he botched? Well, sometimes you see it too early. Not that I'm in favor of these things. I'm just saying if you see it like 2 days later, it's always going to look botched. I don't know. What is the guy? He's getting facial surgery. He seems like a decent-looking guy in his 20s. Why the hell is he getting facial surgery?
Got to keep people watching his stream.
Yeah, more content. More content.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to come back with more content right after this.
Heard in a crash? Call the accident attorneys at Sweet James, 800-9-million. The system's rigged, friends. Insurance companies protect themselves. Sweet James protects you. $2 billion won, 500 trials, 98% winning record. They put power and respect on your side. Pay no fees unless they win. 800-9-million. 800-9-million. 800-900-0000 and sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James. At 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James. Your accident attorneys.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Cool-Ray is celebrating 60 years of bringing home comfort to Atlanta, and they're making July a month to remember. Right now, you can upgrade your home comfort with a new Carrier cooling system starting at just $60 a month. The Georgia heat is here, and if your AC struggled last summer or you're worried about rising repair costs, now is the time to replace. For 60 years, Atlanta homeowners have trusted Cool-Ray to keep their homes comfortable. To set an appointment today, simply go to Coolray.com. Cool-Ray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Belinda Skelton here, and I'm with Troy Pensa. Took me up on my free offer of a heart scan from Virtual Imaging and has an incredible story to tell.
I had actually signed up for an Ironman triathlon. As a proactive measure, I went to Virtual Imaging to get my heart scan done. Turns out that my score was a little higher than anticipated. Luckily, my primary care physician took serious notice of it, referred me to a cardiologist. I had my stress test and found out I had 3 blockages.
You weren't having any symptoms.
As an athlete and somebody who's been active my entire life and never thought that I would even have a remote blockage, but turns out that it's hereditary.
You didn't even experience any chest pain?
None whatsoever.
Wow, that's the scary part. What are you waiting for? Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan with few minimum requirements. If not for yourself, then do it for a loved one. Call now at 770-678-SCAN or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com. 770-678-SCAN.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, we are learning more today about Colt Gray's mental health leading up to the Appalachia High School shooting. WSB's Veronica Waters reports live. A sentencing hearing continues in Barrow County.
Yeah, and fighting for a possibility of parole for Colt Gray, the defense calls forensic psychologist Dr. Kevin Richards, who says the 16-year-old's still forming brain gives him the chance to change with medication and therapy.
Well, they talk about incorrigibility and, irredeemable depravity, and I certainly didn't find evidence of that.
District Attorney Brad Smith, however, points out evidence online that Gray planned the crime, and chats on Discord with others fixated on school shootings indicates that there was too much planning for this to be a mental illness problem.
Colt says, also September 4th, can you be awake like at around 8:30ish, 9ish in the morning?
Right.
The sentencing hearing is now in its second day. The state has now called a police officer who is testifying about her study of why school shooters get their motivation and what led to them. They're showing his obsession with Nicholas Cruz, they say, was the cause of the shooting, not mental illness. Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
90 degrees in Atlanta, and the heat is on to start the week. How hot will it get? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. So far, President Trump is holding back on a major attack against Iran, but White House correspondent Karen Travers reports it could be imminent.
We do know that the president last week, as he was heading into a meeting on Friday with senior advisors, was considering a major escalation. That, of course, had come after 13 nights of consecutive strikes by the United States against Iran. But there were a couple considerations there. One, the depleted stockpile of air defense systems, and also just concerns about trying to give diplomacy and negotiations some room to breathe and see if it could play out.
Oil prices are dropping today, but gas prices in Georgia remain around $3.92 a gallon. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says it's not just the Middle East conflict that's causing refinery issues.
Even if there is de-escalation between the U.S. and Iran, if no new attacks emerge, we're still looking at Ukrainian drone attacks in Russia.
Gas prices in Georgia remain well below the national average. A new campaign from the Georgia DOT aims to reduce bridge crashes.
Check your height. No, it's right. GDOT is referring to the height of your vehicle and the height of any bridge you try to drive under. The campaign is aimed at helping drivers avoid striking bridges with vehicles. 5 years ago, a dump truck with its trailer up hit a bridge on Interstate 16 in central Georgia, shifting it more than 6 feet. Such overhead collisions, commonly known as bridge strikes, damage vehicles and infrastructure, hinder mobility, and put the public and emergency responders at risk. Safety and efficiency are the focus of the awareness program. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Security robots help DeKalb County Police with murder investigations. The police department announces today it's expanding a community-centered policing partnership. It works with residents, businesses, and property owners who are invested in technology to help create safer neighborhoods. This includes security robots at a number of apartment complexes, including Highlands East in Atlanta. As we mark 30 years since Atlanta hosted the 1996 Olympics, the man who spearheaded the effort says the Olympic spirit lives on in the city.
Without the 1996 Games, it's unlikely that Atlanta's reputation as a powerhouse for major events would be as prominent. Head of the Atlanta Committee for the 1996 Olympic Games, Billy Payne, says it's now become the norm for things like the World Cup and Super Bowl to arrive in town.
I think we provided an option
an opportunity within the United States that honestly, the world really didn't know existed up until that point in time.
He says he believes this energy will continue as long as Atlanta leaders focus on showcasing the city to the world. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
The Atlanta Dogwood Festival returns next year, April 9th through the 11th at Piedmont Park. The festival director says generous public and sponsor support made it financially possible for the festival to go on. Next year, the festival will be asking for donations when you enter, but not for paid tickets. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Still a big jam, 575 southbound in Cherokee County between Holly Springs and Woodstock. Crash cleanup in the left lane on 575 south before you get to Town Lake Parkway, exit number 8, but hopefully that will clear soon. Better news between Chateau Alon and Pendergrass. Crash been cleaning up since this morning is cleared. 85 northbound at Highway 129, exit number 137. If you're traveling 400 northbound through Sandy Springs, it's a little sluggish from Abernathy Road up to Northridge Road, exit number 6. And on I-20 eastbound into DeKalb County, that ride's getting a little slow in the work zone between Wesley Chapel Road and Panola Road. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustStale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly to mostly cloudy skies today with a few hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms. Trending hotter with a high of 94 through this afternoon. Heat index values closer to 100. Not much relief for tonight with lows in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow heating up to a high of 97. Feeling more like 105.
It's 91 in Roswell, 90 in College Park, 89 in Douglasville. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And I just want to, just so people, I have a good nose for BS. And I think as long as people are going to tune in and listen to me on the radio, I should take that special sauce that I have and maybe give people a little red flag early. Because, stories get going and people start talking. And I find that a lot of people just, bless their hearts. They just haven't done the reading. They don't know enough that's behind the headline. And people come up with opinions about things. So the big one now is, I guess Mamdani in New York, and he's been saying that because I guess Netanyahu's going to be in New York. I know he's going to be in D.C. tomorrow, but maybe he's going to be in New York.
Yeah, he's going in for a UN meeting.
Okay.
Or supposed to.
Okay, so, and the idea is, with the ICC, the International Criminal Court, there is an indictment against Netanyahu on war crimes. And, you have all this hullabaloo with Mamdani saying he should be arrested while he's in New York, but I just can't do it. And Ro Khanna from California saying it needs to be done. Let me just say this to you. It doesn't matter. This has nothing to do with how you feel about Israel, Gaza, Netanyahu, how you vote. Some things are about 2 + 2 = 4. This is all bluster. This is Mamdani saying to his people, I want to do it. There is zero way for Netanyahu to be arrested by the United States for one very important and simple reason. The United States of America are not part of the International Criminal Court. We are not part of it. I think that we almost became a part of it. I think that we did sign something and we pulled out of that, I believe, in the early 2000s. So being the person who always asks the next question, technology has destroyed so much of life, but there's a few things that it has done that actually, if people would take advantage of it, ask the next question. What was the next question? Has America ever arrested someone indicted by the International Criminal Court? No, it has never happened. Now, this is the thinking behind it. The reason that we are not part, one of the reasons, I'm not going to say it's the only reason, one very important reason that we are not part of the International Criminal Court is because we have soldiers stationed all over the world, and it would be too easy to take one of them, let's say there's a new government somewhere and they're completely opposite of the government that loved the United States and had soldiers, whatever. It makes it too easy to trump up charges and basically be able to kind of take hostages without taking hostages by arresting people on some kind of thing. And because we didn't want to have to deal with that, because we're the nation we are, we have like 240 bases all around the world, that's one very important reason. We don't want the entire country to be held hostage if there's one soldier that's arrested somewhere. Now, you can arrest soldiers if they kill, so things like that, but there's also protections involved. So that's why we don't arrest people. We don't turn people over. We're not a part of this court. And you have, so this is just BS meter time as you read about this stuff. You may think Netanyahu should be. And I'm sure in other parts of the world, people want Trump arrested when he goes. Putin is under indictment. Trump is not under indictment in the International Criminal Court. Putin is under indictment. Same thing. Putin doesn't travel to certain places because he knows that they are part of the International Criminal Court and they will do it. So it's just you just have to know the difference. There's what you feel equals justice and what you think should be done. And then there's things that you have the ability to do. Mamdani and Ro Khanna and these people are just trying to super serve their fan base by doubling down on, yeah, I'd like to do it too. But there's no reason for the mayor of New York to do a video saying that he's not going to arrest Netanyahu because he can't. There's zero. He never should have brought it up. They bring it up as they've got a base of people who want it done. And so they've got to, but the thing is, it would be nice to live in a world where his base of people knew that it couldn't be done. But we're not in that world. We're not in that world where people go any more than 1 to 2 paragraphs after the shocking headline. And so it does. So hopefully I can help here a little bit. If you're thinking about that, stop. Think about something else that you actually can bring to fruition. Don't waste your time with ideas that can never see the light of day and can never actualize. And that's what this is. These are just politicians playing with the things that they know that you believe and scoring points so that Mamdani's people can go, oh, he wants to, just like me, but he told me he can't. If I was better educated, he wouldn't have had to do all that.
See,
because I would have known he
the
can't.
System's holding him back. That's what a lot of people I've
And
seen
that's
online.
it.
And
That's
it's like,
it.
it's not the system.
It's not the system. They don't know. I guarantee you 99% of the people who are opining on this have no idea that we are not a part of this court system. We have just nothing
in his
in there.
statement, did he not say that?
Yes, but he also was the one who brought up the idea that he might do it to get people excited. And saying that when he came through New York City, and he always knew. So it's just about political points.
Yeah, he did 2 videos, right? The first one.
Always
and the
remember this. You know that politician that you love and you trust and seems different and fresh? They're just like every other politician before them, except you agree with them on policy points. As far as how am I going to stay in power? It's the same thing. They rattle up your cage and they say, hey, I'm with you. And the fact that he can't do something at the end of the day is maybe a little disappointing, but the overall thing is he's with me. And that's all he was demonstrating. And then Ro Khanna from California jumps on. Day one, it should have been, don't even think about it. We can't do it. We're not part of that court. Okay, but they don't. Politicians say, how can I use this? How can I use this to gain more power? And that's all that's going on. I don't consider that a rant. I consider that just letting you know.
What does constitute a rant?
A rant is when you feel like
Vitriol,
real vitriol, anger. And that's
Okay.
and I've changed. My audience might want to know this. Our audience might want to know this, that I've gotten to the point now where I've completely changed my prep. Anything that happens.
For the show.
Anything.
Not
that
his
happens-
prescription.
No. You got to do that. You got to do that
you're
the
going
right
out
way.
on a
or else
Friday
you're-
night, you gotta
You don't want to change
you don't want to start playing around with that.
Just stay safe.
This is what happens with me, and it's the reason that the show was going in a direction that I didn't necessarily want it to, of my own accord, is I get so angry at politicians and all of the people in charge, left and right, and so I'll see them, and they'll be spewing some kind of nonsense, and then I'll be reactionary. I'll be like, and then it makes me mad. So now, Pete Hegseth comes up, click. Somebody, it's just click. It's just, I don't, there's so much now that it's almost like ignorance is bliss for me. I cannot expose myself to the people that are running this country because it makes me angry in a way that I simply do not want my show to be. So how do I get around it? I'm getting more ignorant. I'm avoiding stories like you wouldn't believe, because in reality, who gives a damn what I think? I don't even care what I think. It's just that when I get angry, you want to react, right? So just don't expose myself to it. And Pete Hegseth said, click, don't even want to know, because I'm going to more than disagree. It's going to make me angry, and I'm going to want to respond. So it's a new era for the von Hessler doctrine, where Eric von Hessler tries to keep himself in the dark about a few things so that it doesn't anger him and he doesn't bring that to his show and turn what should be a good, rollicking, fun time. That's what people need. They don't need another guy going, this is wrong, and They need a good, rollicking, fun time.
I just read that Governor Kemp is going to send the ICC after Eric von Hessler. That's what I just read
right
here.
Oh, so we are now, I didn't know the state of Georgia.
Now I've been going after Eric von Hessler. And not Eric Erickson, who's Eric that I like. Yeah, I've been going after Eric von Hessler. And I'm going to lock him up.
Oh, no. That's what all the people are saying. They're chanting, lock him up, that Eric von Hessler.
Every rally I have around this great state.
Now I see powerful people doing horrible things with their power, and I just go, I don't care. Let's say good afternoon to Alex Williams. Alex has better news on 575 in Woodstock.
Hey, good Monday afternoon, Eric, to you and the Doctrinaires. Yeah, this crash I've been watching for quite a while. It has cleared out of the left lane, 575 southbound, before you get to Town Lake Parkway, exit 8. So the ride is improving between Holly Springs and Woodstock. 75 northbound, just a few different taps of the brakes, one in Marietta, then another one heading up to Kennesaw from 575 up to Chastain Road. 400 northbound out of Alpharetta into Forsyth County. That ride's a little bunched up in that work zone from Windward Parkway passing McFarland Parkway. Earlier crash, 85 northbound into Cobb County before Pleasantdale Road. That's cleared out of the roadway. You're going to stay on and off the brakes up into Norcross, and 85 north between Chateau Alon and Pendergrass. That's just in the Brazelton area. That ride's also still improving, where earlier trouble cleared up at Highway 129. Traffic brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You'll always have a place in MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The 26th annual WSB Radio Care-A-Thon.
$2,306,264.
That's awesome. And we want to thank our friends over at Jim Ellis Automotive, Cool Ray, Finley Roofing, and Sudlow Concrete for their contribution and continued support for the kids at the Affleck Cancer and Blood Disorders Center at Children's.
Your donation saves lives.
If you don't like the weather in Atlanta, just wait a few minutes. It'll change. Ashley Frasca for Finley Roofing, the roof guys, the folks I trust for roofing, windows, and doors. Constant weather changes break down your roof, and it can lead to water in your home. So how's your roof holding up? Well, there's only one way to know for sure. With a free roof analysis from Finley Roofing, the perfect match for your roofing, window, and door needs. Schedule your free roof analysis right now at finleyroofing.com.
At Painting Plus, the commitment to excellence is handed down through generations. Just ask Charlie's dad.
We're a family-run business. Charlie started the business when he was a young teenager.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus. My son has worked with me since he was 10 years old. Since he could walk, he's been on the job site.
Painting Plus. The plus means anything and everything exteriors at the highest quality.
Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
If you see one ant, it's not alone. It's the beginning of an ant home invasion.
It's Dave Baker with Matt Breda from Breda Pest Management.
One ant is likely a scout looking for food for thousands of others.
Better call Breda. Ants are not a part of a healthy home.
Breda protects inside and out. Our precise interior protection focuses on cracks and crevices and eliminating the colony at the source.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
When
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer, you get multiple cash offers from serious investors, all competing for your home. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers, you review them all, and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Waiting for the right time to replace those drafty, rotting old windows? Now's the time. NG Windows is having their biggest sale of the year. Save 24% off, plus up to 12 months, no interest, no payments. Upgrade to beautiful Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows now and save 24% off. Hurry, sale ends July 31st. Window and door shopping made simple.
Infinity by Marvin from NG Windows, yeah.
Hurt in a crash? Now you're in pain, missing work, and your car's out of commission. Call the accident attorneys at Sweet James. They help you get medical care, handle your case, and fight for the money you may need to get your life back. Pay nothing until they win. Call for a free case review at 800-9-MILLION, 800-900-0000, and sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
So on Saturday night, I went and saw Tim Andrews and crew. What was My Dead Cat Rhonda?
That's the name of the show, yeah.
Yes, and it's at the Stage Door Theater, and that is in Alpharetta.
Dunwoody.
The Dunwoody, I'm sorry. Why am I thinking? It was the other way. I went the other way. Dunwoody,
Yeah.
From Roswell. And it was excellent. It was a great time. It was very funny. Great room. I like that room.
Isn't that a great little theater?
Yeah. And Tim Andrews played Trump and Biden, and brought down the house every time he was there. So it was a fun time.
Very much. It was wonderful.
He's got a wig on. He's got the Trump wig on. It's very funny.
And my recent weight gain helped me look. I could stick the gut out like Trump with the tie hanging over.
Yeah, you leaned in. You leaned into it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And so that was opening night. That was Saturday. So you have two more.
Two more shows. Yes.
So next Friday
night. This coming Friday and Saturday evenings.
And they're both at 7:30.
Yes.
And it's the Stage Door Theater, and they're online. And
you have to go to ovationstheater.com if you want to go. That's
I
where the tickets are.
recommend it.
Well,
It was
thank
a
you.
lot of fun, and you know what? I could tell that you were having fun. That's what I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous.
Yeah, well, you didn't seem nervous.
No,
If you
I got
were,
rid of all that.
Yeah, it didn't show. I think I kind of expected you to be a little more nervous.
Especially, I knew that you were there, and my good friend Stu, I've known since 1980, was there.
Yeah.
And a lot of listeners, I could see them from behind the curtain. I'm like, oh, but no, it didn't bother me.
Yeah, that's good because I didn't know. I wanted to go, but I didn't know if because I knew it was opening night, and I can only go to opening night because I'm leaving town next week, and I didn't know if would I be helpful or would it be like thinking about whatever. But you just look very comfortable. Probably I wonder if this helps. 'Cause I was thinking about it before you did Trump. You're involved in changing the stage around from different because most of it's sketches.
Yeah,
and so you have to move things around in between sketches. And I was wondering if that like having something to do like that before. Rather than just sitting back there going, okay, my time's coming to do Trump. Obviously you had other things that you had to do to help out the company throughout the show. And I'm wondering if that kind of makes you a little more relaxed by the time you're.
It kind of breaks ice. Ken, the stage manager, who I think he told me it was his first time stage managing. So he's learning all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm learning lingo that people who do theater know about. Like they shout out how much time till this and this and all these terms I'd never used before or heard before. But that did, you could see all the actors.
And by the way, very talented, but a lot of very, very just funny sketch people.
Yes, and
not sketchy people.
No,
funny sketch people.
I was the sketchiest of the people there. No, they're all talented and doing all that work in between after they get they strike, they set, they strike.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing that. And there were only a couple times initially where I was scheduled to do that, and I said, well, no, I want to do this more. Let me help out, and it did help.
It did. There was one part where it seemed like you and somebody else couldn't figure out which chairs needed to be out there and which ones needed to be back. I noticed that there was it's when you were at the center of the stage with the curtain.
Oh yeah,
you were like bringing a chair out. And there was a chair back, and
we
then,
brought the rocking chairs out too soon for the Bad Bunny Grannies segment, which I thought was hilarious. I love that segment.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
Yeah,
Eric Von Hessler recommends.
I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you.
It was fun.
Did Shelley Windsor go with you?
Shelley Winter.
I couldn't make it.
I knew Shelley.
Got too lit at the picnic.
This all started. This all started. It was going to be a date night with me and Shelley.
Yeah.
And we were going to go to dinner, and then he's like, "Oh, my lodge friends, we're having a picnic," and then he throws in toward the end. So I got to go to the picnic. I'll meet you there. But then he also says, "So I'll be good and drunk by the time I get there." And in my mind, at that moment, I said, "Well, you're not going to make it there. Like you don't get drunk and." Drenching sun at a picnic
and don't go home and pass out.
Right, and then just now I'm going to go part 2. I'm going to go
you're like in your early 30s, 20s.
Yes,
like
yeah. Not at our age.
See, I feel like Shelley could still do that. I've partied with Shelley a couple times, and I know he could still bounce around.
Do you want to roll into a theater like that?
No.
Drunk as hell?
No, not ideally. And
you would have heard his laughter, too. If you would have been up there, you would have known it was the...
Or his snoring.
So I see that Shelley is here now. I will quiz him. I will quiz him during the break. I know he's going to say. He's got a little drunk. Got a little too drunk with his boys. That's what he's going to tell me. I got a little too drunk with my boys.
Some extra handshakes were going on with the boys.
Yeah, they got so drunk they forgot the secret handshake and they couldn't get out. Alex Williams says the ride is getting crowded through downtown.
That is right, Eric. I'm looking at the ride into Midtown. If you're heading southbound, 400, getting a tad bit slower back toward Lenox Road, but the heaviest delays hit you at the 85-400 merge. Same with 75 south at Northside Drive. You're going to stay packed in down to North Avenue, and then we'll say it's moderate volume the rest of the way down to I-20. 75-85 northbound, you're slowing from University Avenue up to Peachtree Pine Street. Also, I-20 westbound looks like some trouble just cleared heading out toward Douglasville before Lee Road, exit 41. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
For your home to be truly healthy, it needs to be bug and critter free. Who knows what germs they bring in? Ugh. A healthy home is a Breda home.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Kick off the summer with a stress-free way to sell your home with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Priority Men's Medical Center restores men's love lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Priority Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Priority Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. Take control of your love life. Call now. 404-885-8885.
Summer is here, which not only means the heat is here, but also summer storms and hurricane season. Will your home be protected when severe weather hits? Dave Baker here for Brightbox Electrical, a Cool-Ray company. Brightbox Electrical specializes in generator installation to keep your essential appliances running when you need them most. Right now, pay no interest for 18 months if paid in full, with payments as low as $200 per month for qualified buyers. Go to brightboxelectrical.com and schedule your free generator consultation today.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You finally got that dream home. Then a pipe burst. Now you're draining your savings to drain the basement, and your other bills keep flooding in. But with HomeTap, you could tap into your home equity to cover renovations, debt, or whatever comes next. And unlike other home equity products, a HomeTap home equity investment has no monthly payments or impact on your mortgage rate. So consider using what you've already built. After all, it's your home. Tap into it. See how much you could get at HomeTap.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, a forensic psychologist says 16-year-old Appalachia High School shooter Colt Gray can be rehabilitated. Dr. Kevin Richards interviewed Gray several times and says he doesn't believe hallucinations led to the shooting, but the boy does have mental issues stemming from a chaotic childhood.
When you're dealing with kids and adolescents, there's still some room before things are consolidated, before they're finished, before they're finished developing. You can intervene in a meaningful way to try and help them develop, more healthy coping skills or address some of those symptoms. So, yeah, sure.
Prosecutors imply evidence Gray planned and anticipated the crime, indicate his primary reason was to impress another school shooter he idolized. Gray's sentencing hearing is now in day 2. It is 90 degrees in Atlanta. The heat is getting turned up this week. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A 15-year-old suspect is arrested after a shootout that killed 3 people and injured at least 4 others near Seattle's Space Needle. Mayor Katie Wilson says there might have been an additional person who was hurt.
We believe that 2 people exchanged gunfire outside the Seattle Center Armory. 7 victims were caught in the crossfire, with a possible 8th.
Authorities say they're still looking for a second suspect, but they're not ruling out that the suspect was among those killed. The gunfire erupted Sunday during a food festival. Savannah Guthrie makes a new plea to her mother's kidnappers today. In a video posted to Instagram, the Today Show host says, "We've done our part and we will never stop looking for her." She urges the kidnappers to make the right choice and tell us where to look.
It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony.
Nancy Guthrie went missing from her home in Tucson, Arizona in February and hasn't been seen since. The FBI is offering a $1 million reward for information leading to her recovery. A Georgia-based subsidiary of a large German company settles a $2.6 million fraud claim. Universal Environmental Services in Peachtree City applied for a COVID-era Paycheck Protection Program loan in 2020. The money, though, was meant for small businesses struggling during the pandemic. The company has well over 300 employees. Federal prosecutors say they launched an investigation when a whistleblower filed a complaint. It has been 30 years since the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta and the bombing at Centennial Olympic Park. The former head of the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games, Billy Payne, says the games set the stage for future sporting success in Atlanta, including the recent World Cup.
I was just overwhelmed with happiness the way that the entire Atlanta community handled it. And just couldn't have been prouder.
He says he believes the city's future depends on leaders who are proud of Atlanta and have a vision to show it is a world-class destination with great infrastructure for major events. Some Americans are struggling to put food on the table.
Because of stubbornly high inflation and everything costing more than ever before, grocery prices have recently seen the biggest jump in 50 years. Now more Americans are scouting for deals, using coupons, buying cheaper store brands, or even just cutting back on some favorite foods to save money.
Bloomberg's Tom Busby, a report by the nonpartisan group Urban Institute, says in 2025, almost 20% of Americans had to use their savings to pay for groceries. This could help bring down beef prices. The U.S. is reopening the border with Mexico for cattle imports. It's been closed for more than a year due to concerns about a flesh-eating fly.
They were part of our supply, so it did cut into our supply of beef in this country.
Russell Baining with the Texas Farm Bureau says the return of Mexican cattle imports will help increase herd sizes, which have been at historic low levels. Americans seem to be feeling more optimistic about the economy. A new Gallup poll finds 22% of people say the nation's economic conditions are excellent or good, while 32% respond conditions are only fair, and 44% say they were poor. It appears to show a shift from last month's polling. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center, here is Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, doing a deeper dive into I-20 this go-around. That earlier trouble, like I said, I-20 West before Lee Road, exit 41. It's cleared, but we're still seeing delays back toward the theme park and Riverside Parkway. And I-20 eastbound, there's trouble on the left shoulder just past Riverside Parkway, causing a little bit of a delay as you head over to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Over into Cobb County, moderate volume, 20 eastbound between Wesley Chapel and Panola Road, 285 east and north, though. That ride's slow into Cobb, getting up to I-20 from Boulder Crest Road, exit number 51. Luckily, no crashes in the way, just volume. We did have some earlier trouble on 285 north near Glenwood Road. That has cleared. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, very warm this evening. Overnight lows will stay in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow, very hot, climbing to a high of 97. The humidity will make the feels like heat index closer to 105. Monitoring for scattered rain showers and thunderstorms late tomorrow afternoon.
Right now, 90 in Brookhaven and Palmetto. It's 94 in Sewanee. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
The Steel Horse Law name strikes fear in the heart of big insurance companies. We make them pay.
Buying your next car is easy with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Express yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of Jim Ellis Automotive Group. These days, we're all short on time, so convenience really matters. And when it comes to buying a vehicle, you should be able to shop for a car the way that works best for you and your schedule. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we've made it easier than ever for you to shop, buy, and trade your way. We call it the Jim Ellis Expressway at jimellis.com.
Express yourself.
Buy the car you want, the way you want, with the Jim Ellis Expressway. Browse thousands of vehicles from our entire 22 dealership network, calculate your payment, get a value for your trade-in, and secure financing, all from the comfort of your home. You can even schedule an at-home test drive or home delivery. We believe the way you buy your vehicle should be just as personal as the vehicle itself. Start shopping now at jimellis.com.
Express yourself.
Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Dave Baker here. If you've ever had to sort through a pile of lumber on the job site, you know that's time you don't get back. That's not good. That's why builders trust Randall Brothers. Randall Brothers stocks premium lumber that's straighter, cleaner, and ready to perform, not something you have to pick through board by board. And Randall Brothers understands what quality means when your name is on the project. Randall Brothers, widest selection, industry expertise, accurate, no-hassle deliveries, randallbrothers.com.
All right, so we had Uber, we have Lyft, and then a couple of years ago, the robo-taxis, the Waymos, the driverless vehicles. And I guess so in two cities, Atlanta and Austin, Texas, Uber has signed deals with Waymo so that you can get the driverless taxis by going through your Uber app.
Yeah, it's all in one place. It makes it nice and convenient.
For now, but that deal is coming to an end.
That's right, in 2028.
Yeah, well, I guess, yeah. So now Waymo wants to have their own app. And they're going to, yeah, you're right. You can still get your Ubers, your driverless cars through Uber through like May 28 or something like that. But I find it interesting now. It's like, why? What was the incentive for Uber? What's the incentive for Uber to help Waymo cannibalize their own business? Why wouldn't they want to try to? It makes me wonder it makes me think that there was weakness with Uber and the drivers couldn't make enough money and they were losing drivers. And so they still needed, in the moment a couple of years ago, well, to have all of this traffic through our app is going to maybe pick up for some of that. I mean, I know that a lot of people who used to drive for Uber and Lyft, and they've stopped over the last few. It's like DoorDash. I know a lot of people have done that. And then at some point it just didn't become economically viable to keep doing it.
I think what happened is after the pandemic, you had some people that were very, you had some people that were willing to jump out into the world and do regular things, go back to restaurants and bars and use Uber and Lyft all the time. But then there were some people that were left behind. So the demand was softer than it was before the pandemic. And so Uber signed a deal with Waymo to try to make it cheaper to get more cars back out into the workforce again, because for the longest time.
But meanwhile, they've created their competitor.
Yeah, they have. They absolutely have created their competitor.
In the future.
Because you'll just download the Waymo app in the future and then use their service.
Not for me, because I have
Uber.
no interest in being in a car that's not driven by somebody, but that's all right. Look, I'm not going to stand in the way. Think of me as the old man who thought about shaking his fist at the clouds and then decided not to. I'm not gonna wave. I get it. I get what's happening. It's just not for me. I've never had a demand for it. I've never been in a taxi and turned to my wife or something and said, "Man, it'd be great one day if there's nobody driving this car." It's just never been something that I thought would make my life better or anything along those lines. So, but I guess it's just one of those things. People are just going to march along with this stuff.
Tesla's got theirs coming out too.
Yeah, they've got theirs. I think what's going to happen is Uber will probably sign a deal with another autonomous vehicle provider.
Probably
Tesla.
Like that.
And there is this weird thing that happens with these Waymos. In fact, last night I went out to get a sweet treat for Tina.
A sweet treat?
To go get a little sweet treat.
What's a little sweet treat?
Why are you getting a sweet treat?
Yeah.
Was there a problem?
Craving something?
She was just craving a little sweet treat.
Is she craving something?
She was just craving a little sweet treat. So I decided to be the
Did
sweet
she tell you to
husband.
get pickles while she was out as well?
She said.
Or had you guys just had a knockdown drag out? You're like, I better get something sweet. I said some mean things.
Shut her up.
Thankfully, we had just gotten back into town. It took us 7 hours to get back from
because you were at a wedding
in Lynchburg, Virginia, and we got back, and I could tell she was tired, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go get you a sweet treat. And while I was driving,
He wanted to go secretly smoke or something.
Yeah. I think there's a sweets place right near Piedmont Park. I'm just going to go out for a little while. Be back with a sweet treat.
Sweet treat for me, a
sweet treat for you. Right, exactly.
You want one scoop or two?
3, please.
I can do that.
He's young. Got a lot of stamina.
Yeah.
But these Waymos, guys, as I was driving by them, I pulled onto these side streets that kind of go back to my house, and I saw these Waymos doing these circles. They were just doing circles around this one block. There was probably about 6 of them. And it wasn't the same story.
They were upset about their buddy that caught on fire.
I guess so. Or something. I don't know why they were malfunctioning.
Did you ever think to yourself, no, see, they're malfunctioning, or I would look at that and go, there's some sort of ritual.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe they're
all
conjuring something. They're conjuring something, or they're working out some sort of hex on somebody.
I guess.
Like, I don't. I mean, I don't have those kind of fears, but I just don't. I just don't see the use for these things. And I saw that story where Waymo, somebody ran into the back of the Waymo. It sounds like it was
on Cheshire Bridge.
Sounds like it was the human driver's fault.
Yes.
Although I'll tell you, I've been behind Waymos who, when it comes to turning, sometimes if it's not the most obvious, section where the thing to do is obvious, I've seen them start to do something, get into the middle of the intersection, not like on Peachtree, but on a side street, and sort of decide they were wrong and then start backing up and whatever. So I want to hear more about this. It does sound like initially somebody just ran into the Waymo, but I have seen Waymos back up on streets because they figure out they're doing something wrong.
They freeze up.
Yeah. So we'll have to see more on that, but it doesn't help my case that it turns out it's the human's fault.
But these ones last night,
the human crashed into it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then the SUV caught on fire, causing the Waymo to catch on fire.
Right, but what I'm saying is, the first reports are that the human was in the right. I'm just saying, I've seen these Waymos go forward, back up, and on side streets before.
If they get stuck, or if they
can't figure it out,
they'll start backing up.
They do like a never-ending K-turn. They go back a little bit, and they go forward a little bit, and they go back a little bit, and they go forward a little bit. And you can tell they're confused. They don't know what to do.
Well, maybe to your point, the ritual, they were worried about their fallen brother that had happened the night before, and that's why they were driving in this circle. It was right by the rail yard on the west side. I don't know why.
See, there's something going on there.
I don't know if there's like a charging facility.
They're talking to the rail cars.
I guess so. I don't know.
They're up to something. I'm telling you, they're up to something.
And I had enough time.
All those cameras.
I had enough time to go pick up the sweet treat, come back, and they were still circling. I'm like, what are these Waymos doing? What's going on?
Well, who's in charge of them here?
I am.
Are you the lead Waymo?
I am the head of the Waymo. The Waymo muckety muck.
But I mean, what human, I would like to have these questions answered, because you've seen that before, like when all the little bots, the little delivery bots, end up in a parking lot somewhere, and they just appear to be chattering with one another about how, what humans they're going to kill when they get the power.
If I get arms, I'm killing them all.
I don't even know, man. I don't spend enough time in the city, but I don't know. There are so many trees in Atlanta, and so many roots under sidewalks, and so many sidewalks that look like an English person's teeth from the 1970s. They're just all over the place. How do these little Domino's robots and Amazon Go? How do they get?
Oh, they've got springs. Have you not seen them go over bumps? They're impressive.
No, I haven't.
They can go
they have
over
shock.
They can go over curbs and everything. They're amazingly resilient.
I mean, I think about those sidewalks around North. With Landmark.
They have no problem. They just go.
Landmark Diner and stuff.
Landmark Diner still there, or that's not there?
Yes, it's
that
still
closed
there.
Down? But that little area there, those streets are just it's all roots of trees just knocking those sidewalks into, and it gets through that, no problem.
Oh, no problem at all. And you'll just see they just go, and they just bounce right over.
What
and
if you
keep
get
on
to your
going.
house, like English Nick lives on one of those kind of streets, but then there's like a bunch of steps up to his house. Do you have to go down the steps and meet it at the street?
Yeah, it can't go up steps, but it can. Right. I mean, it can go up curbs and stuff, or it can, I guess, maneuver itself up a curb.
Will one of those go to your house?
Yeah. The delivery bots.
Well, what does it do? There's a gate. What is it, get in touch with you?
It goes to the front gate, and then it lets you know how to get in.
Weird. That is, I'm
it
sorry.
Contacts you. It just sends a text.
And
hey,
how far will they go? With a pizza in there or something? And why wouldn't I just stop it and mug it and take the pizza?
You can't open it.
Yeah, you'd have to steal the whole thing and then bring it back to your house and then figure out how to break into it.
How hard is it to open with a big sledgehammer?
I haven't tried. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure.
Come on.
I'm sure there are cameras all over. There's cameras streaming this stuff all over, right?
I have dirty
So
needles.
you would be seen.
Usually, I think there's a charging station on my way home every night, because on Northside Drive, when I'm leaving here around 7:15, 7:20ish, I'll see all of them driving on the sidewalk, and that sidewalk's got a bunch of roots and stuff in it that makes it bumpy, and they just all drive along right over to near the water treatment facility over there.
And they all get together and they plan. They plan.
Someday,
one day,
we will kill you all.
We must be ready when the time arrives. Alex Williams says there are brake lights on 85 North into Norcross.
That's right, Eric, and not any robots out here, just all the brake lights of the cars, 85 northbound, starting right around 285. It's heaviest of it up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, then moderate volume continues past that to Pleasant Hill Road. A little bit slow again between Duluth and Swanee from Sugarloaf Parkway up to Highway 317. You're still seeing brake lights in Sandy Springs on 400 northbound from Abernathy Road up toward Northridge, 75 northbound. You're just tapping the brakes this afternoon. Not a terrible ride. We'd like to see that through Cobb County, starting right around South Marietta Parkway up to Chastain Road, 575 northbound sluggish up to Woodstock. I'm looking for new trouble now, 575 southbound southbound in Holly Springs, just south of Holly Springs Parkway before you get down to 6's Road. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Topical.
And then it hits me, and I'm like, this is a freaking AI lady.
Local.
Green's resignation is going to shrink the Republican majority in the House.
Getting you through your morning.
How does that work?
Mark Arrow.
You've got to be kidding me.
Mark Arrow.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
If you're thinking about selling your home this summer, there's no better time than now. With Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer, you can skip the market uncertainty and sell your home hassle-free and for top dollar. Hi, this is Mark Spain. The guaranteed offer is the simplest way to sell your home. With our guaranteed offer, you're always in control. You can eliminate all the hassle, sell your home for top dollar, and move when you're ready. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Well, I was perusing the most recent edition of Entertainment Weekly. You know, I still get it in the mail.
Really? So this is
I
what,
believe it.
8 years old? Because that's the most recent paper.
It's actually. Do they put it out? I guess those kind of places that like Time and still put something out that's like a pamphlet.
Entertainment does not publish anymore, as far as I know.
Well, maybe I saw it online. Entertainment Weekly is an article that, of course, a headline like this is going to attract my attention. The 9 actors who admit partying cost them major roles.
Oh, very clickable.
So I did not know this one. And this is before your time, literally before you were born, although it was only in the 1980s, Jared.
I was born in '89, so I had
but you don't know who Christopher Atkins is.
No.
And he was this guy. He was a good-looking kid. He was going to be the next big pinup poster boy. And he was in the Blue Lagoon. We talked about this with Brooke Shields, where they were like, I don't know, 2 15-year-olds on an island.
He was 18 when he made that movie.
Right.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad we have the right.
Yeah, at least one of them. But she was like 16 or something. This was a few years after Pretty Baby.
I think a little bit younger.
Yeah, maybe 15, something like that. Anyway, they're on I never saw it. They're on a deserted island or something, and
they get like shipwrecked.
Okay, and
Aren't they brother and sister?
No, they can't be for some of the images that I've seen from this movie. They end up
somehow. Why are they together? Then?
Is there incest involved? Maybe they're just friends who are on the ship.
She was 14 and he was 18.
Okay, I don't need.
And yes, I believe they're brother and sister.
In the movie?
They were too.
Yeah.
So there's an incestual part of this as well? Boy, the 80s were something else.
Well, when in Rome, I don't know.
You know.
So,
went on an island.
So, yeah, who's ever going to know, right? So
have a baby with your sister.
This Christopher Atkins.
They're cousins.
This Christopher Atkins was good-looking kid, looked like he was going to be the next thing. And he, after Blue Lagoon, he hadn't really made a lot of money up to that point. He was doing some things, and then after Blue Lagoon, it was like, oh, hey, this guy's like a sex symbol for girls and whatever, and so his stock started rising. Basically, the directors and the producers of a little movie called Footloose basically told him, you've got the part. And for the first time in his life, he got the money. Like it was his first big time paycheck. And first thing he did was he said, hey, I got all this money. He called his buddies and they went to a strip club and he got completely trashed out of his mind. And they were like, you've got the role, but we would like you to come in and, do a little, not necessarily an audition, but we want to see you on, with the script and stuff. And that was the next day.
Oh, no.
And so he showed up completely drunk. He tried to call in and say, hey, I'm drunk. I had too much. They're like, oh, don't worry. Just come in. We just want to see you on the thing. And he was so messed up that they immediately removed him from the film Footloose. This is my way of telling you, listen, when you party, you have to be able to, in NASCAR, they call it seeing beyond your own hood. You can't just respond to the car that's directly in front of you. You have to be able to see what's happening on the track if you want to avoid being caught up in somebody else's accident, things like that. And when you are young and you've got a career that's starting and you do like to party, you've got to see beyond your own hood. You've got to be able to go, okay, you know what? After I meet with them, and then I have like 3 days where they don't ever see me again. Okay, well, tonight's the night to go get trashed.
Yes.
Like, to all young,
Night one, yes.
To all young people listening, you do have to plan. Once your career gets going, once things start happening, you're still young, you're still partying, you're still having a good time. Now, I grew up in a family of functional alcoholics. So I was always taught, especially by my mother, who quit drinking in like 85. She quit men and drinking. One year, she just said, I'm done with this. and from that point on, she just didn't drink, maybe a glass of wine here and there. But she was an alcoholic I guess you stay an alcoholic, right? But she was a drinking, functional alcoholic. And she used to tell me all the time, just go to work. Just no matter what, go to work. But she was a waitress. So
I had a manager that on a Saturday night, if you were leaving work, and it was a restaurant.
Yeah.
And if you were coming in to open brunch on Sunday morning, she said, if you're going to party like a rock star, you need to recover like a rock star.
Right. You got to
so
be back.
if you're going to party tonight,
you
better come in fresh as a daisy. And
That's
if you're
right.
not, you got to pretend.
You got to pretend. I think it's very difficult to pretend when you're acting.
Yeah.
Because it's very
Shouldn't
difficult.
he just have acted like if you're such a good actor?
Yeah. Well,
act like somebody who didn't just spend all night at the strip club.
Here's the problem. When you get enough alcohol in you, that's going to be the driving factor. Not what I'm sure that's what he thought. He just couldn't make his body do that. Oh, you want to give stuff away?
I'm feeling generous.
Why not? All right, 2 tickets to see the Guess Who on Saturday, August 8th. By the way, this is the real Guess Who. You may have seen some fake acts out there over the years, but Randy Bachman and why do I always forget the lead singer's name? Burton Cummings.
Yes.
They sued and they got the name back. So this is the real Guess Who. Saturday, August 8th at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Alex Williams says there's a crash, unfortunately, on 575 South in Holly Springs.
That's right, Eric, and I bring a little bit of better news here. It was knocking out the left lane and on 575 southbound just below Holly Springs Parkway, exit 14. The good news is fire department has left the scene, so everything's now working on the left shoulder. All lanes are back open. Still a narrow squeeze in that left lane, so it'll continue to slow the ride a little bit as you leave the Canton area. 575 northbound on and off the brakes from the I-75 split up to Highway 92 in Woodstock. Traffic brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing. Next report is in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Belinda Skelton here with Virtual Imaging. And I have Frankie Maldonado with Virtual Imaging in the studio with me. Frankie, I think everybody associates the free heart scan with Virtual Imaging. But y'all do so much more.
So much more, Belinda. We have additional forms of heart disease that we can capture through other scans we provide. We provide lung scans, abdomen pelvis scans, virtual colonoscopies. We've now added, amazingly, a brain scan.
I love it.
And we're not done. There's always new technologies that our champions in medicine are vetting to find out what we can do to increase our capabilities of early detection. And it's remarkable to think, Linda, you've been there, you've done this. In a scan that takes less than 5 minutes, multiple forms of heart disease and hundreds of different forms of cancer can be captured. With any of these diseases, it is about early detection. If you find any of these early enough, you have a chance of survival. That's all we're trying to provide.
And that provides you with choices in your treatment plan.
That's the biggest thing. If you have it early enough, you might even have the chance in the cancer format of eliminating the possibility of chemotherapy and radiation, which is decimating the good and bad cells in our body.
We probably have listeners who are listening right now that are saying, I'm healthy, thank God. I don't need this scan. What would you say, Frankie, to those listeners?
Respectfully, it's a fool's paradise to think that way because, Belinda, it is a terrifying, frightening thing to think. But right this minute, millions of people in America are walking around with cancer cells in their body, with heart disease developing, and they have no idea. If they don't do anything about it, it could eventually stricken them and take their life. If you find out early enough, you have the chance, as you said, and that's all anybody can ask for.
Folks, book your appointment today. Book your free heart scan for you and a loved one. Just dial 770-678-SCAN. That's a free heart scan for you and a loved one. Call 770-678-SCAN. I want you to call now. News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Southern Exteriors. Our top local story, new details today on the mental state of the teenager who killed 4 people at Appalachia High School. WSB's Veronica Waters is following day 2 of Colt Gray's sentencing hearing and joins us live with the latest developments.
Yeah, and at this 5 o'clock hour, Bill, it is still going, but for a lunch break, we've been in court all day since 9 a.m. A forensic psychologist today saying Colt Gray's chaotic childhood led to loneliness, depression, anxiety, and paranoia. Dr. Kevin Richards says the teen was immersed in online rooms fixated on school shootings.
I've never thought he did the shooting because he was hallucinating things.
Prosecutors focus on evidence Gray planned the attack and hinted at his plans online. Barrow County District Attorney Brad Smith.
Colt studies and emulates prior mass shooters. I think we talked about it earlier.
Yeah, he was kind of obsessed with that.
But Richards testifies the boy is not irredeemably depraved. He says Gray's still forming brain gives him the chance to change with medication and therapy.
It's going to be a big job, but I think it's not something that at age 14, 15, 16 you can say, oh, well, there's no point.
Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
91 degrees in Atlanta, a warm night tonight, and how hot will it get tomorrow? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Georgia-grown beef will now be on store shelves across the country. Here's a report all new at 5 o'clock.
Right now, Georgia's small and medium-sized beef processing facilities can only sell their products within the state. But under a new agreement signed today, those processors can now sell to consumers in all 50 states. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins believes it's an important change.
Today's announcement is one more step toward the deconcentration, if you will, and returning power to the farmers and the ranchers in this great country.
She says the move does not relax any safety regulations, and it's part of a larger effort to help smaller processors across the country. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
New information on a fish kill on the South River in June.
While the City of Atlanta's Department of Watershed Management says it did not cause the chemical spill and resulting fish kill on the South River last month, state environmental investigators say it found that an operational failure at the South River Water Reclamation Center caused that acidic chemical leak that killed 1,200 fish across a 2.5-mile stretch of the South River. Watershed Management maintains its position that the spill is not to blame. The state assessed $4,700 in total damages. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Oil prices are dropping today, but gas prices in Georgia remain above $3.90 a gallon. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says refinery issues caused by the wars in Iran and Ukraine could keep prices high.
Refining continues to be impacted. So while the price of oil is down significantly, the price of what comes out of a refinery is down nowhere nearly as significant, and that's something to keep an eye on.
Gas prices in Georgia remain well below the national average. The Atlanta Dogwood Festival is back next year, and it'll be free to get in.
For the first time in its 90-year history, the Dogwood Festival had to charge for tickets. Festival leaders saying they faced a budget shortfall due to the rising production cost. Now, thanks to overwhelming public and sponsor support, there'll be no charge to get in. But now festival organizers say entry donations will be paired with on-site benefits, giving added value.
WSB's Sabrina Cupid reports the festival next year will run April 9th through the 11th at Piedmont Park. A Henry County man is recovering after he was bitten by a shark in Florida over the weekend. It happened Saturday in Daytona Beach shores. 22-year-old Ja'Cory High was standing in waist-deep water when he was bitten by a 4-foot shark on the foot and ankle. He is expected to be okay. It is now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, here is Alex Williams.
A crash cleared quickly down in Henry County, Bill. It was on I-75 northbound. Jonesboro Road exit 221 was in 2 right lanes. This was going to cause a big jam between Locust Grove and McDonough, but they were able to get to the right shoulder. So all those brake lights, 75 northbound starting before Highway 155, are starting to improve. 75 southbound, a little crowded in Stockbridge as you leave 675 down to Hudson Bridge Road. And before that, it's all that merging madness between Hateville and Forest Park on I-75 southbound from Central Avenue down to Forest Parkway. 85 southbound, just tapping the brakes on and off as you leave 285 near the airport into Union City and Fairburn. Next report is in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid for this evening. Sunset around 8:45. Temperatures will still be in the upper 80s at that time. Not much of a cool off for tonight, as morning lows will be in the mid to upper 70s. A hot day for tomorrow, high 97. The humidity will make the feels like heat index more like 105, and monitoring for pop-up showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Wednesday, still hot with a high of 93, but drier air moving in for Thursday and Friday, so it'll be a dry heat with highs in the low 90s through the end of this week.
92 in Norcross, 87 in Mableton, 92 in Stockbridge. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. With a hearty congratulations to Hafiz Anjum, won 2 tickets to see the Guess Who on Saturday, August 8th at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Greg is here. Greg, why are you here? Are you going to? Are the Braves and the Mets playing up there tonight? Is that what's happening?
Yes, that's correct. So I'll go watch the Mets lose to the Braves.
And you'll be rooting for? You, as somebody born, not born, you were not born here. You were raised in Atlanta, Georgia, most of your life. I don't know. You've been in New York now for about 15 years, so I don't know how much.
18 years.
Okay.
Going on 19.
Really? So have you at this point lived in New York longer than you lived in the Atlanta area?
No, we're getting close.
Yeah, because you were like 24 or 25 when you left.
I left when I was 25.
Okay.
And I'd been in Atlanta at that point like 20, 21 years. So
All right.
getting
So,
close.
a big Braves fan through much of it, to the point of being obnoxious. Like I would hear stories about him in the crowd. Like he was an obnoxious.
When you were playing the Cubs in the playoffs and half the stadium's Cubs
All
fans,
right.
if not more.
Don't need to.
That sucked. That really
all
did
right.
suck.
Okay. That maybe
He's over it, though.
Yeah, it's not bothering him.
Oh, yeah, we're all cool. We're good.
Now he's the other fan.
Yeah.
Of
You
the
went
worst
to New
team
York.
in the league.
That's right.
Yes,
and I do
like
give
punishment.
You,
and pain.
by the way, and I know the Yankees have their troubles over the last couple of years as well. But the fact that that you chose the Mets as opposed to the easier thing to do is choose the team that's got all the banners, right? But you
like
chose the
suffering.
Mets, who I believe have won 2 World Series.
The Mets?
2, correct.
Yeah.
So, and what, the Yankees have won like 11 or 15?
27.
Oh, okay.
27, yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. It would have been a lot easier since you were in New York. You'd been there long enough to actually say, you know what? I live here now. I'm a citizen of this place. And you actively chose the lesser team. So I do give you credit for that. But
Citi Field, a better stadium than Yankee Stadium. I'm sorry to say. It is.
Okay. Well, if the
More
product got it.
accessible team. You don't have to be as rich to go watch the Mets play.
All right. Well, that's the whole thing. Is I have friends who are Yankees fans, and years ago, I didn't. It makes sense once you're told this, but the Yankee fan base is more rich and Republican, where like the Mets are the more working class team. Which makes sense when you think of the regality of the Yankees, and
Is it still that way, even though the stadiums have moved? Because it used to be the Yankees were in the Bronx and the Mets were in where? Flushing.
Yeah, they're in the same spots.
Queens.
The new Yankee Stadium was
Yeah.
built across the street from the old Yankee Stadium, and Citi
But if
Field
you
was
just think
built
about-
right next to Shea.
the fact that the Mets didn't show up until the 60s, it's like
Right.
it's going to be the more established, institution-minded people who are going to be Yankees fans. Now, of course, there's plenty of working-class people who are Yankees fans. It's a broad brush. But it all comes down to I do give you credit for choosing the lesser of the teams, especially in this era. But when do you like if the Braves just ripped off 11 runs and beat the hell out of them, how would you feel about that? Would it be a part of you? It's like, hey, I'm glad the Braves are.
No, I told you I still follow the Braves. I watch Braves games. I'm invested. I bring this up all the time with sports. I got too emotionally invested into teams.
Yes.
And it just wasn't good for me. I was like, this is stupid. This has nothing to do with my life. I need to let go. And, being in a place for 18 years also, you want to be able to be close and see games. And I'm just not around Atlanta.
Yeah, and you're in a market that has 2 professional teams in just about every sport, right?
Yeah, we have the 2 basketball teams, technically 2 hockey teams because the one's on Long Island. There's one in Newark, New Jersey, too. So you
Right.
could
So
say
in the
3
region,
area.
you've got 3. So yeah, you want to take part. You want to go out at night and take part in that sort of stuff. You're still not you're rooting for the Mets. This is the thing. Ultimately, you are turning against your childhood. You're actually rooting against the young Greg Russ, if you think about it.
Turning against a 5.5 game lead in the division and first place Atlanta Braves.
Good. I'm not rooting for their failure by any means.
No, maybe they're doing well because you jumped off the bandwagon. You jumped off the bandwagon and they won a World Series.
There was no. That was the World Series was after. I hadn't been paying attention to the Braves, but then the World Series season, I started watching again. I was like, oh, hey, look at this. They're actually doing well. Well, they weren't.
They weren't, but
made the
after
run.
the All-Star break.
Yeah, but I paid attention that season, and it felt like it came together in a way. I'm paying attention again. They win the World Series, and then there were the high expectations for the seasons after that, and there were injuries, and I get it, but they just stunk, and they kept getting eliminated in the playoffs by the Phillies, and I found myself being pulled in again and feeling miserable.
You're
So
like,
it's
that's not going to happen to me again. That's not going to happen. Well, that's just part of being a sports fan. Unless you live in New England or Kansas City, you're just going to have a rough time. It's just the way that it is. So you choose to do that. I'm glad you're here. I was going to hold this till 6 o'clock because I thought that you would be here then. But I have a new project for myself, and I don't know if it's the right thing to do while I have this show. This is the thing that I have to kind of work out. So my new project, I'm not going for too much here. My new project, ego death. But now, are you aware what ego death is?
Are you going to do with or without ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Without. This is my whole thing. So first we have to talk about ego death. So
you just let go of your ego?
You kill it.
Okay.
In ego death, you kill it. Now think of ego on one hand. You can think of the ego as just your persona, the way that you present yourself, the way you think of yourself, the way you want yourself to be, and the way you present yourself to others. I would make it easier by saying ego equals vanity. So
you want to kill your whole identity? Are you going that far?
No, I'm saying it. So I don't want to do it in the sense that, say, John Lennon did it, which is through tripping on LSD 8 billion times to the point that you don't even, because the problem is, I've been looking into this, because I do believe this idea that it is trying to maintain your presentation to the world that causes so much stress, so much neuroses, so much mental chatter. You're not good enough. Why aren't you good enough? Well, you're not living up to this persona of yourself that you're trying to put out there. So I do believe that if you could get rid of that, now, John Lennon and people like that, if you just do it through drugs, you end up in a weird place where you have no ego and you have no personality, and it can be very, very harmful to you. You don't know where to go next. But there is this guy, Carl Jung, and there's a Jungian way to do it where he has a step called integration. You don't just kill the ego and then just go out in the world and fly free, but you have this part of integration. So I should say, if it's a Jungian thing, you're actually not killing the ego. You're getting in charge of it, ruling it as opposed to the other way around, where it rules you. So, but here's my fear. My fear is then somehow aspiration goes away as well. Whereas if you're doing a show like this, I want today's show to be better than the last one, and tomorrow's show to be better than this one. And so that's my kind of fear, is that so I don't know right now. Should I wait till I retire?
No,
and
try
and that's
it, because
when I do it.
It doesn't need to go that far. You can start doing the show for yourself, meaning you still care about the show and want to do a good show. So by default, you're doing it for the audience. They get a good product out of it. I think the ego death thing for me, partial ego death. I don't want to give up things I like or believe in or my identity. But I've been working towards this idea. It's like, I'm not that important.
Yes.
And a lot of this stuff doesn't matter. And the things that do matter, I can say that they matter, like relationships with people I care about. Things like that can matter. But if you're going to do a creative project, you're just doing it for yourself at that point. And so that's the balance I think you have to strike, because all ambition disappearing, because you could fall into that trap where you're like,
that's the problem.
Idea of doing anything.
Yeah. Is this really me? Am I putting on another fake face that's trying to, So, yeah, I think the better way is the Jungian way, which is this step called integration, whereas you're doing it, you're basically training the ego so that you tell it what to do, as opposed to the other way around. Because I guess the reason, and I don't even know if that works, but the thing that I have been convinced of is it is maintaining the public face, the persona of how we want people to receive us. And we're all doing it. We're all acting for others to a certain degree. We're all, we have an image in the world, and we
create stories about ourselves that we got to stick to that story when we interact.
And
with
I
other
do
people.
believe that that's where an awful lot of the negative mental chatter comes in, and because it's like, you're not good. That whole "you're not good enough." You're not good
compared to what?
You're not good enough compared to what you want your persona to be, how you want people to respond to you. And this is what everybody is doing. My fear is if I start doing it too soon, then there will be I'm afraid, you said the word ambition. I'm afraid of losing ambition. But then if I'm afraid of losing ambition, maybe it's not time for me to go on this particular project. Maybe it's something that should be after I have radio shows. And then but then you have to count on can I hold cancer away for 15 years so I can enjoy this? I am 62 at this point. Alex Williams says there's a stalled big rig on the downtown connector.
Yeah, traffic troopers called me about this one, Eric. We spun around the jam cam and found it. This is 7585 northbound, heading up toward downtown and Midtown. It's right at I-20, exit 247. It is in the second right lane here. Units on scene, they're getting their cones out, so this one might be with us for a few minutes. It's already adding to the brake lights that stretch back before University Avenue, and the delays continue once you get past it, up to Peachtree. Pine Street, 7585 southbound. I'm looking for new trouble as we speak, just below 17th Street, before you get down to North Avenue. Avenue. That's adding to the delays. Yep, just found it. Multiple center lanes blocked with this crash. Box truck right into the back of a pickup truck, 7585 South between 17th Street and North Avenue. Traffic brought to you by National Heritage Academies. At National Heritage Academies, their moral focus program builds values like compassion and respect into their challenging academic curriculum. NHA, find a tuition-free K-12 school today. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been there.
Bumper to bumper all the way back before.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Crash knocks out 4 left lanes, including the express lane.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple Team Traffic on WSB.
3 right lanes shut down. We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
Avoid the area by taking Buford Highway as an alternate route.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once-yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Buying your next car is easy with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Express yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of Jim Ellis Automotive Group. These days, we're all short on time, so convenience really matters. And when it comes to buying a vehicle, you should be able to shop for a car the way that works best for you and your schedule. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we've made it easier than ever for you to shop, buy, and trade your way. We call it the Jim Ellis Expressway at jimellis.com.
Express yourself.
Buy the car you want, the way you want, with the Jim Ellis Expressway. Browse thousands of vehicles from our entire 22 dealership network, calculate your payment, get a value for your trade-in, and secure financing, all from the comfort of your home. You can even schedule an at-home test drive or home delivery. We believe the way you buy your vehicle should be just as personal as the vehicle itself. Start shopping now at jimellis.com.
Express yourself.
Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
This is Scott Slade, and if your air conditioning is having trouble keeping you comfortable this summer, I have good news. Ragsdale Heating and Air is here to keep you and your family cool and save you money. Right now, you can get up to $1,700 off when you carry your home comfort system, and that'll include Ragsdale's own exclusive 15-year parts and labor warranty. And don't forget, Ragsdale is your go-to team for plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too. Schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. With over 13,000 five-star reviews, Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
The best Zero Res deal is back. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $109, and we'll clean your hallway for free. That's right, 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $109, plus a free hallway. The last time we offered this deal, our schedule filled up fast and we were booked out for weeks. So don't wait. Schedule your cleaning today before appointments are gone. Visit ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Kick off the summer with a stress-free way to sell your home with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, this is Mark Spain. The guaranteed offer is the simplest way to sell your home. With our guaranteed offer, you're always in control. You can eliminate all the hassle, sell your home for top dollar, and move when you're ready. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. One of our clients, Selena, said, Mark Spain Real Estate was phenomenal. Prior to working with Mark Spain Real Estate, my house had been on the market for over over 3 months with no success. After I met with Mark Spain Real Estate, they completely turned things around for me. I closed on the sale quickly, just as they promised. Mark Spain Real Estate is the #1 most reviewed real estate company in the U.S. with over 13,000 5-star reviews. Trust us to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
You know what I mean. Greg Russ, we've been going over some actors. I came across a article in my latest edition of Entertainment Weekly of 9 actors. Yes, of course. How else would I know what's going on in entertainment? What? Excuse me?
Me and Greg were talking about your ego. We were wondering what spurred this whole thing. Before we get to the actors, can we ask that? Is that all right?
Well, I don't know. I get into a lot of ideas,
Okay.
and I don't know what. I can't think of necessarily the spark. I just started thinking about it, and then I think I started reading something about how Lennon did it wrong. And in reading this article about how Lennon did it wrong through drugs and lost himself along the way.
You decided you want to be better than Lennon and something.
Yes, John Lennon. Was it one thing I want to be? I want to be better.
You're already a better dad.
So within for the first one, he was a pretty good dad for the second one, and then unfortunately lost his life. But so within reading that, I read more about the concept. And I just agreed with the concept that I think that's where an awful lot of, neuroses. I just want to get rid of the stuff. Like I can function. I'm good. I'm good with sort of putting things in containers in my mind. Hey, that's a thing. That was a bad thing. Sometimes bad things happen. Whatever. But there is that chatter. And I do have that voice that tells me, you really are kind of a piece of garbage. I do have that.
Gosh.
I do have that.
It's important to an extent, though, not to be that nasty and extreme, but it's important to remember you're not the greatest, and you don't matter that much.
So I'm just looking at that problem of just having that in you. I was convinced by the fundamental basis of the idea that is coming from the ego, and that there's a damn good chance that ego and persona that you have really doesn't have a whole lot to do with yourself. It's how you were brought up. It's the culture you're brought up in. Whatever culture you're brought up in tells you that this is important, this isn't important, this needs to be prioritized, not this other thing. And I've had a good life. I haven't had a tortured life. So you end up in this situation where you go, well, this persona, did I invent it? Or is it like me and the culture together? So it'd just be nice to have some years. All right, now we'll get in really deep, right? So there's a concept. I know. We'll get to it.
They've got
I'm dying to know.
The concept. So the concept of So in Zen, there's this idea that in reality, if you want to get to the place where you're getting rid of neurosis the most, you would be able to look at a leaf on a tree and the word leaf would never come in your brain. Because the only reason it's a leaf is because you were
just
taught.
Wait for Alzheimer's?
Well, there's that.
Well, I feel like full
I don't know
ego
if you
death
can do much
isn't
with it then.
much different.
Huh?
Like if full ego death, I feel like isn't much different than Alzheimer's. Because it isn't complete loss of identity.
Yeah, but you know who you are.
Your past.
You know your name and stuff. And you know other people's names. So it doesn't go that far. But my point with the leaf is we need to be able to name things. We need to be able to label things in this world because we wouldn't be able to communicate. I wouldn't be able to tell you about this cool tree that I saw. And the idea is that you understand that that's why we have these things. What you're looking at doesn't actually have a name. And that you try to get yourself to the point where you can actually see the world without putting labels and names on top of things. But you don't want to get so lost that you can't drive yourself to the store. So the idea is you have to be able to put yourself into, I guess, meditations, kind of that sort of thing. So I think to me, ego death is kind of being able to do the same thing with yourself. Just understanding. I don't want to get too weird here because people are like, what happened to him? But the fact is, we call this Monday. It's not Monday. The world doesn't work in 7-day cycles.
But isn't it okay that it's labeled as Monday?
Yes. Yes.
What's bad is when you start digging into what does Monday mean.
No, what's bad is when
you keep going deeper and deeper, and it drives you insane.
See, I want to do less. The reason it's important to call this Monday is because me and a friend that I haven't seen in 5 years were able to meet at Mellow Mushroom by saying, I'll be there at noon on Monday. That's the purpose. Whoa. That's the purpose of it. And it's a very good purpose. You don't want to throw it away. But in reality, time just moves forward. It doesn't go in 7-day increments and suddenly you end up back on Monday. And the thing is to understand both of those things and not drive yourself crazy.
We think time moves forward.
Well, whatever. It's linear. I mean, it seems to. Maybe it's not. See, this is the problem. I'm trying to integrate. I don't want to go crazy like John Lennon did. Alex Williams says there's a crash on the connector south in Midtown.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. I found the one we found in 2 center lanes, and right now, here units are holding the right side of the roadway. They're getting this off to the right, 75-85 southbound between 17th Street and North Avenue. Not done any favors to the right. 85 south is all brake lights back to Georgia 400, 75 before Northside Drive, but hopefully that'll get a little bit better once they get everything relocated to the right shoulder here. Northbound, they're holding 2 right lanes with a stalled big rig, 75-85 north at I-20. You're jammed before University Avenue, and the delays continue past it as you make your way up past Peachtree, Pine Street. Traffic brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
There comes a moment when you look at your aging parents and think, I just want them safe. I want them at home, and I just want them cared for. Maybe your mom wants to stay in the house she lived in for 40 years. Maybe dad just isn't ready to leave his garden, but you know they can't do it alone anymore. It's Belinda Skelton. I recommend Atlanta-based Four Seasons Home Care. They specialize in helping your loved ones age in place in the comfort and dignity of their own homes. With caregivers you can actually trust, every single caregiver is thoroughly background checked and carefully vetted, because Four Seasons knows when someone steps into your parents' home, they're stepping into your family. Don't settle for just anyone when it comes to the people you love most. Do what I did when my parents needed help. Choose trusted, compassionate home care. Choose Four Seasons Home Care. Google and then call Four Seasons Home Care today.
This kitchen is insane. New counters, new floors. Who did this?
My house.
Your house did your kitchen?
Yep. I used a HomeTap home equity investment to get cash from the equity I already had, with no monthly payments or impact on my mortgage rate.
So your home paid for itself. That's genius.
Huh. I guess I am a genius.
All right, easy there.
HomeTap lets you turn your home equity into cash with no monthly payments. It's your home. Tap into it. See how much you could get at HomeTap.com.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. George Stein has been a personal and professional friend for decades. He literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. I trust him, and you can too. GeorgeStein.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by A1 Garage Door Service. Our top local story, Colt Gray's mental health issues are the focus of day 2 of his sentencing hearing in Barrow County. A psychologist testifies about the chaotic, lonely upbringing of the Appalachia High School shooter.
It was clear by the time the shooting happened that his entire life basically was online. He didn't have any friends outside. He wasn't, I don't think, going to school very much.
The hearing is wrapped up for the day without a decision on sentencing. A Barrow County judge will decide if Gray will have the possibility for parole in the shooting that left 4 people dead. It is 91 degrees in Atlanta. The heat is turned up this week. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A 15-year-old suspect is arrested after a shootout that killed 3 people and injured at least 4 others near Seattle's Space Needle. Mayor Katie Wilson says the suspect faces firearms violations.
We believe this teenager opened fire in the crowd, but details are still under investigation.
Police are trying to identify the second suspect. They believe the shooting may have been gang violence. Police say the victims were caught in the crossfire of a shooting involving 2 people. Savannah Guthrie makes a new plea to her mother's kidnappers.
We are in a nightmare that will not end. nothing about our situation has changed.
In a video posted to Instagram, the Today Show host says, "We've done our part and we will never stop looking for her." She urges the kidnappers to make the right choice and tell us where to look. Nancy Guthrie went missing from her home in Tucson, Arizona in February and hasn't been seen since. The FBI is offering a $1 million reward for information leading to her recovery. Don't drive under a bridge if your vehicle is too tall. That's the message of a new public awareness campaign from the Georgia DOT.
You're driving a truck down the road and have to drive under a bridge. Before you try it, GDOT wants you to know if you're too tall to drive under safely. The campaign, Check Your Height, Know It's Right, is aimed at helping drivers to avoid striking bridges with vehicles. They want to avoid incidents such as the one on I-16 in central Georgia when a dump truck with an improperly raised bed struck a bridge and moved it 6 feet. That resulted in a bridge demolition and rebuild. The awareness campaign runs through Friday. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia beef is going nationwide. The state's licensed beef processors can now sell to consumers in all 50 states after an agreement is signed today between the state and federal government. Georgia Agriculture Secretary Tyler Harper says this is good for everyone.
This is going to create additional competition for our producers. It's good for our farmers. It's good for the consumer, and it's good for our state.
Georgia is the 11th state to join the program. So far, President Trump is holding off on a major attack against Iran. White House correspondent Karen Travers reports on whether a new round of attacks are imminent.
The president also spoke to Axios this morning, and he said that he would consider going back to what he called, quote, very strong military action if talks between the U.S. and Iran were to fail. And he also said he's not really willing to give diplomacy all that much time. He was pushed on how long he is willing to give the diplomatic talks at this point, and he said either it goes fast or not at all.
30 years after the Atlanta Olympics, the head organizer of the Games says this paved the way for Atlanta's modern-day success with sports and entertainment.
With events like the World Cup and the Super Bowl choosing Atlanta, head of the committee for the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Billy Payne, tells WSB, "We likely wouldn't see events of this scale without that success 30 years ago."
We put ourselves on the map of the sporting world, I think.
Payne says he believes the younger generation can recapture the spirit from 1996.
It takes a crazy person like me who embraced an improbable, most said impossible idea.
He says he's proud of how the city performed during the recent World Cup. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 5:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, still watching this stalled big rig on the downtown connector, 7585 northbound at I-20 exit 247. They're holding two right lanes, trying to figure out how they're going to get this off to the right shoulder, and the delays keep growing behind it back toward Highway 166. New trouble on the south side. Looks like a crash, 675. It's slow in both directions, just south of Forest Parkway, exit number 5. I'm going to spin the jam cam and see what crash is blocking what lane there. I think it's a northbound crash in that right lane, but we are going to double check on that. 75 northbound before that, still volume through Henry County from Highway 155 up to Jodico Road, exit 222. Next report is in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid for this evening. Sunset around 8:45. Temperatures will still be in the upper 80s at that time. Not much of a cool off for tonight as morning lows will be in the mid to upper 70s. A hot day for tomorrow, high 97. The humidity will make the feels like heat index more like 105 and monitoring for pop-up showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Wednesday, still hot with a high of 93, but drier air moving in for Thursday and Friday, so it'll be a dry heat with highs in the low 90s through the end of this week.
Right now it's 94 in Decatur, 89 in Powder Springs, and 91 in Riverdale. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Steel Horse Law, true motorcycle accident specialist. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Man's best friend, loyal, trustworthy, dependable. Aw, that's Rufus, the bulldog, the chief barking officer for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Hey, it's Dave Baker. For over 30 years, Findlay Roofing's been your roof's best friend. They're the perfect match for your roof. Findlay is loyal with a lifetime warranty, trustworthy with upfront pricing, and dependable with the highest quality work. When you're not seeing Rufus on Findlay Roofing trucks, billboards, and TV commercials, he loves playing games like Fetch and tug of war. But Rufus knows that if you play games with your roof, you'll lose every time. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts, making sure you have a remarkable roof replacement experience. When it comes to your roof, think of Rufus and Findlay first. 0% financing available. Schedule your free roof analysis, no obligation, no charge at FindlayRoofing.com.
I am somebody.
You're just jealous because you're not going viral.
Yeah, you know how I am. I am jealous.
Yeah,
I've been playing that viral video game for so long. I just got nothing out of it. He's very excited that his.
How many views do you have, Eric?
Yeah.
At least, Eric. Here's something I don't understand. We were talking about how, and I'll get to the next actor. We were talking earlier about.
Please hurry. We can't wait.
About the Rolling Stones album, how good it is. Autumn was telling, and nobody can believe that it's not AI or something like that. But I came across, so I watch a lot of YouTube, but I watch it as TV. I don't watch it on my phone or iPad.
Still social media.
It may be, but I don't see the comments. I don't see anything like that. I just see
it's not the same thing.
It's just it is if you get into the comments, right? And you're going back and forth. But I don't even see the way that I see it. They always point up and say, "Hey, I made a video about that, and you can watch it here." Yeah, it doesn't appear for me. So it's just like a kind of a TV thing. But what I noticed is, and I can't understand this because the Stones have this album that's kind of knocking people out right now, and really, how did it even happen? So the Beatles and the Stones, and I guess a lot of bands are probably doing this now, on YouTube, they have their own official radio stations. So there's like a Beatles station, and it's it's curated by them. And
are you sure it's really curated by them?
It
or
is.
if it's just made by the algorithm?
No. It's made by them because it's from their official YouTube channel. And so either way, I mean, unless I find out that I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that it's okay. But like the Beatles, when you go to it live, there's always like 50,000 people live or something, or maybe even more than that. Sometimes like 250,000. I don't know if the Stones just started theirs, but twice I've gone there and it's like 29 watching. This is a worldwide act so like how. And to me, that's embarrassing. Like if they should pull that until they figure it out. I feel like that is bad. Anybody's got anything going on when you do a YouTube thing and it's been up 5 days, and that's why I got out of the game, because I didn't know how to make this audience go there. So in between, I wasn't willing to have the in between times when we would put something up 5 days later and it would say like 63. I just think that is not good for the brand. That just isn't good, and it's better that people don't see that. How are you going to tell me that it's not the official?
Watching right now.
And does it look like it looks official?
It's on the Rolling Stones YouTube page, and it says this station.
You have to click on the live tab to get this?
No, they just have it's kind of comes up itself as.
I just typed in Rolling Stones radio and it popped up, and it looks pretty official.
And so go to see how many people right now are watching
23.
No, but go to the Beatles one
and
see. And I'm sure it's like what. It's something I don't understand. It's like you're not being like me. I recognized I didn't know how to bridge this, and I just assumed it was going to hurt me more than help me, so I just pulled those things. But maybe the Stones don't know that yet. Like you can't just throw it out there. You got to have a plan.
Or Keith and maybe Mick Jagger, they've been playing us this whole time. Maybe they really haven't had that big of an audience.
Yeah, maybe the whole thing is just these guys are wildly charismatic, but they made us believe.
7 of 25 fans.
Yeah.
Or the Beatles have content that people need to see. A challenge involving a wiffle ball bat.
The good
interns
stuff.
who don't wear shirts.
Talking about the good stuff.
The Beatles only have 128.
Oh, really?
It just went down 111.
So they're just showing live Rolling Stones stuff.
And then the Beatles one, they're showing. So that looks bad for the Beatles as well. I'm sure if you went to Taylor Swift right now, it'd be 900 million thousand people, a gazillion billion, as we know it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Do you want to know?
I don't think the Beatles or the Stones. This metric means nothing.
I know, but it hurts.
They roll around on their mattress of cash.
It doesn't.
But it hurts.
It doesn't hurt them. They're too big to be hurt by
Maybe. But at the very least, you're going to come across it and go, shouldn't there be more people?
Maybe
I don't
Taylor
see that.
Swift knows
That's
better.
ego
She doesn't
death,
have one.
Eric. I'm not looking at that. I'm just enjoying it for myself.
Okay, well, that's why. See, you have maybe not an ego death, but you've got an algorithmic death going on, and I think it's working out well for you. You're not looking at the numbers. It's really a weird thing. And I think the reason it's there is because YouTube, if you're a content creator, they want you to constantly be working on getting a bigger audience because your bigger audience is a bigger audience for them. The fact that they put how many people are watching. So if you watch Seinfeld in reruns, at the bottom of the screen, it doesn't say, hey, 450 people are watching. Because they don't. So I think it's because YouTube is trying. They want to shame you if you're not, because they want you to do the work to get a bigger audience. Because more people that you bring in, that's more people to their platform or using their platform for longer. And it's really this kind of weird thing. Like it's never been part of entertainment that an individual customer or audience member knows how many other people are watching this at the same time. It's kind of bizarre because it does turn me off. I have to be honest. I'm shallow enough that there have been things that I'm interested in that probably if I came across this channel and it said several thousand people, but if I come across a channel that says 29, I will go, it must not be very good. And I just don't watch it. So
Next time you feel that, try and go the other direction.
That's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. Enjoy it.
That's part of my life now, is to try to do things differently than I've done them up to this point. So
find your zen.
I'm only going to watch my Zin or my Zen.
Zen.
Nickelback has 700,000 on it.
Put in his.
I feel a little offended that we've been talking about it and the number hasn't really gone up that much.
With what?
We should be talking about it, and then everyone listening is like, I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't be listening to us.
Don't do
our
that.
numbers would go down.
You can do both.
That's not really.
You got both. You got the radio and you open it up on your phone. You know, people watch TV and they have a screen in front of the screen.
Yeah, I want
the best way to consume new media is by also consuming a separate type of media at the same time.
I think that we ought to, someday we'll be able to consume in our sleep, and then it will be a perfect way.
I already do that. I sleep listening to Red Letter Media.
I go to sleep listening to stuff all the time. Yeah.
People have been falling asleep to the Tonight Show with Johnny. People have been using TV and stuff to fall asleep to for a good long time.
Ooh, yeah, 82 get those ads into your dreams soon enough.
That's what I'm talking about. It's where your dream stops at a very interesting point, and you get 2 minutes of Tide ads
that are louder than the video.
Louder, and then that wakes you up, and you go pee, and then you get back in bed, and the pause is over, and you go back to your
Pink Floyd, 82 people, so in between the Stones and the Beatles.
By the way, WSB.
It's not good for their brands to be looking out.
No, it's
They're
fine, because
worldwide.
People don't listen to music necessarily through YouTube. They go to
extra
Spotify
penny.
or they go to Amazon Music.
What, Rolling Stones needs the AdSense? Don't put it out there. Just don't put it out there. It's not your medium.
It's their estate. It's their brand. It's not them.
We're taking it away, guys.
They still on. I think the Stones
it's not
haven't
like
sold.
Paul and Ringo are like, what should we put on the station today?
I know, but
there aren't enough videos of my songs.
They have to decide to do it as a venture.
It's like it's in something.
Not for nothing, guys.
I feel like it's just passively
Yeah.
said to them, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, sure. The station sounds good. Do it.
Well, that's why I should be running Apple Records. Everybody knows this. I should be running Apple Records, but you got a lot of very dim-witted people running these operations. Yes,
we have 11 people watching the WSB live stream.
I have been told that that's not true.
Well, I'm looking at it right now.
No, I have been told.
that it's
I have
more.
been told that our numbers are much more. That we're reading it off the platform that gets the least.
Oh, okay.
And this is what I was told. Now, maybe they were just trying to make me believe in the project.
You can watch
again.
it on the app, and probably more people watch it there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube feed now because I was just looking at all these different bands and their YouTube channels.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you how many times behind the scenes I have told them I think it would be a good idea to stop doing this, but they don't listen to me because I don't think that ever looks good. It just never looks good. We have hundreds of thousands of people listening to this show. And the idea that you have your brand up there and it says 11 under it, it just can't be good for the brand. I just, if I worked for a competing station and I was in sales, I'd be like, I'll take this to Wonky Donk Electronics. And hey, you want to
Wonky Donk Electronics? Hey, they're good. I ain't advertising here no more.
I'm just saying. I just think it's if you're online, you've got to figure out a way to be big online. or get the hell off. Unless you're just doing a thing for you and your family. That's fine. But if you this idea of existing online on YouTube, where you get 100 some odd views a week and whatever, there's just it looks pathetic. And any time you look pathetic, it's not good for your brand.
This is running counter to your ego death.
That's right.
Oh
no! Hold on. Why would I? If I got rid of my ego, why would I suddenly want a big flashy YouTube? I wouldn't be.
No, you
interested
wouldn't. You would just do it because you're enjoying it for yourself.
And it wouldn't matter.
I wouldn't enjoy it for myself. That's the truth. The truth is that
so then your ego's not gonna. You're never gonna kill your ego.
No. What I'm saying is that I have recognized over the last year or so, as things are changing, whatever, is that I am a radio person. And if radio changes and if things aren't what they used to be, then that's just my lot. I'm a radio person. What I do comes off best through the medium of radio. And these things always change. And you guys know the one thing in the back of my mind that's been there the whole time, don't be the old man on the dance floor. I'm not going to go there and be the old man. No, that's not. That's not
ego death would be go dance because you like dancing.
Sure. But I don't think if I was able to kill my ego that I would suddenly do a YouTube show. I think that would be wiped off along with. I wouldn't feel like I had to because there's no reason. There's no organic.
Dance
there's no
and not hit on the women.
No,
that's why you don't want to be the old man on the dance floor.
Put it this way. There is no organic reason for Eric Von Hessler to have a YouTube channel. So the only reason to have it is
Don't you think Dr. Rock of Doc or whatever said that when he started?
No, he has a reason. He works in that medium.
Okay.
He does well
Dr.
in that
Rock of
medium.
Doc.
The only reason I would be there is because people say, hey, radio people have podcasts now. You should have a podcast now. That's going to be a lame podcast.
Well, my ego's not dead because looking at our YouTube page, all the ones with the high views have me in the clip.
Oh.
Maybe that's why they wanted me back on camera.
I want you to know that when I kill my ego, I'm going to give the extra that's left over to you to both.
Thank you.
Because your ego's doing fine. Yeah, I'm going to help you out with a little.
Thanks.
You can have a little bit of my old ego.
Preach.
Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
Yes, sir. That is right, Eric. 285 westbound. I know there's a big concert at Truist Park tonight. If you're heading that way, it's going to be slow. And starting in Dunwoody, Ashford Dunwoody Road, waves of volume stick with you over toward I-75. And it's really jammed up the 75 northbound. That concert traffic has the 75 northbound ramp to 285 west and Cobb Parkway, as well as all the surface streets around the Battery and Truist Park. Be mindful of that. 285 southbound outer loop delays find you right around South Cobb Drive down to I-20. If you're traveling into Cobb County, 285 eastbound looking good through Dunwoody and Dorville, but you will slow leaving I-85 down toward a Tucker. Delays will improve once you get past East Ponce de Leon Avenue, exit number 40 there in Clarkston. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
And I know it's gonna be.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
$2,306,264.
Thank you for giving to the Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorders Center at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
And you can still donate at WSBRadio.com.
The WSB Care-A-Thon's mission will continue year-round.
Thank you for your support of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Kick off the summer with a stress-free way to sell your home with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, this is Mark Spain. The guaranteed offer is the simplest way to sell your home. With our guaranteed offer, you're always in control. You can eliminate all the hassle, sell your home for top dollar, and move when you're ready. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Priority Men's Medical Center restores men's love lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Priority Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Priority Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. Take control of your love life. Call now. 404-885-8885.
Sometimes the best gifts aren't given on a birthday, an anniversary, or a holiday. They're given on a random Tuesday. They're given on that summer vacation to make a great memory unforgettable, or before going out so she's got something new to wear to dinner. At D. Geller & Son, we're experts in making the everyday extraordinary with extraordinary jewelry. Plus, our wholesale routes mean we've got the best quality and the best prices, so you can afford the gift and the vacation. Diamond studs from D. Geller & Son start at just $275, and with our lifetime upgrade, you'll always get 100% of what you paid towards a bigger pair down the road. For something totally unique, we have an incredible selection of one-of-a-kind gemstone jewelry for any style and any budget. So whether it's your 10th anniversary or just the 10th day of the month, there's always a reason to give a gift that'll last for generations. And with 87 years in Atlanta, there are plenty of reasons to trust D. Geller & Son Jewelers in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Affordable jewelry for everyone is at D. Geller & Son. Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James, the only firm to call if you're hurt in a crash. 800-9-million and sweetjames.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
All right, very quickly here, before we don't have a lot of time, so I will let you in on the other actor.
Thank you.
This article from Entertainment Weekly, 9 actors who say they lost roles because of partying too much. And I believe that I conflated, it's a lot the same. The first one was Christopher Atkins, who was supposed to have Footloose, but then he got way too messed up, and they wanted him a screen test, and he was just messed up. And I think I conflated some of his story with this one. This one is Edward Furlong, who played John Connor in Terminator 2. This is a kid who had a lot in front of him, and they hired him for the next one, the Terminator sequel. The next, what was it, T3 or what the hell was it called? And they said, so they made him sign a contract, and they knew that he was doing some drugs. They said, you just have to sign this thing that says no drugs. And so he went ahead and signed it. And this is where I'm conflating what I said about Chris Atkins. It actually happened to Edward Furlong. He says he had never seen money like this in his life. It was a lot of money, millions. And so they said, but you got to sign this thing about the drugs. And he's like, I had never made that kind of money. So I signed it, called my friends, and said, guys, I just signed this effing awesome contract. We're going to the club, and we're going to get a bunch of blow. And then he ended up collapsing on the floor from a cocaine overdose. The ambulance was called. And when he got out of the hospital, they called him up and said, yeah, you're out of the movie. And that was it. That was 1993, I think.
Now that movie didn't come out for 8 years.
Huh?
And that sequel didn't come out for 8 years, T3.
Let me see here if I got the timeline right. I might have the timeline.
No.
Well, maybe they were planning on it. Yeah. Maybe they're planning on a 3, and then this happened, and they. Like,
it may have been some years went by. The picture they have here is from '93.
Yeah.
But It's just a way of saying you have to be judicious with your partying if you're a young person starting your career.
People who party, come on.
Huh?
Yeah.
People who party, you need to get your stuff together. Be more judicious.
You got to be more judicious. You had some,
Absolutely.
one day on, one day off. Kind of have a plan in mind if you want to have a career.
Super
along
drunk
with
one
your party.
day, coked up the next, drunk the next.
Mix
You
it
gotta
up.
alternate.
Is what she
You have
said.
to offset,
Mix it up.
yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you did the one night, you have to the next day offset that with a different drug.
All right, Greg
Friday
Russ.
is your
Uppers,
best
downers,
friend.
uppers, downers.
Greg Russ, I
That
hope
worked
you.
for Elvis.
We run out of the music. So
The
Greg
music's
Russ,
done. Okay,
I wish
thank you.
a terrible evening at the ballpark as
I'll send you a picture.
as our Braves
Go Braves.
beat the hell
Mrs. Met.
out of Mrs. No, they wouldn't. I'm not for that. I'm
I'll just show you a
not for
picture
that.
of her.
I'm not for that. All right, have a good time, my friend. Alex
thank
Williams says there's a stalled big rig still slowing the downtown ride.
Yeah, they got the big rig tow truck on scene for this one, Eric, but they're still holding the two right lanes to try to get it out of here. 75-85 northbound at I-20, exit 247. Brake lights grab you just before University Avenue, and you're going to stay slow, unfortunately, getting north of there for the ride up past Peachtree. Pine Street. Southbound delays continue from the 85-400 merge, even though that earlier crash past 17th Street has been pushed off to the right. And I'm looking for trouble in DeKalb County on I-20 westbound past Panola Road, exit 71, and that ride is slowing back toward the mall at Stonecrest. Traffic brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Attention, Georgia homeowners. Can I tell you something funny? Most of our customers knew they needed new windows long before they actually replaced them. Hey, it's Ray, founder of Window Comfort. What many homeowners don't realize is that window prices continue to rise every year. And by waiting just a little bit longer, many homeowners end up paying thousands more than they needed to. That's why we're doing something different. We're letting you start with as little as 5 windows, and we're going to freeze the cost of the rest 3 years, no obligation. You avoid all inflation, there's no pressure. And to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, we're doing buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free, buy 5, get 5 free, no limitations. You have nothing to lose and everything to save, so go to windowcomfort.com and get your free, no obligation estimate today.
Better prices, better views. Window Comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
Here we are. The hot and humid Georgia days are back, and this is the time of the year your AC could be tested, running harder than ever. This is Scott Slade, and if your air conditioning is having trouble answering the bell, I have good news. Ragsdale Heating and Air is here to keep you and your family cool and save you money. Right now, you can get up to $1,700 off a new Care-A home comfort system, and along with their terrific service, here's something else homeowners like me really love about Ragsdale. Your new system comes with Ragsdale's own exclusive 15-year parts and labor warranty. That means 0 repair costs till 2041. No stress, no out-of-pocket, just comfort for years to come. Ragsdale's your go-to team for plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too. All under one roof, all with the same dependable service. I'm still loving my kitchen lighting they installed years ago. Why choose Ragsdale? More than 13,000 five-star reviews, and many of their employees have been with the company 10, 20, even 30 years. Scheduling is easy, too. Book online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, no decision yet on a sentence for Appalachia High School shooter Colt Gray. But WSB's Veronica Waters reports live we are learning more about Gray's mental state before the shooting.
Yes, including the fact that Dr. Kevin Richards, a forensic psychologist, said that Gray knew he had screwed up a lot of lives.
He said he felt terrible about the victims.
Dr. Richards testifying today, he found Colt Gray an odd kid with a chaotic childhood, which had led him to depression, anxiety, and paranoia, and immersed in rooms online with people also obsessed with school shooters. But he says medication, therapy, and getting away from that online community can rehabilitate Gray. Dr. Richards says the same way he and the state's doctors picked up on Gray trying to fake symptoms of hallucinations which led up to the shooting.
I think there's some level of paranoia, but then some of the more outlandish stuff, I never really believed.
So could another physician, he says, should Gray come up for parole in a few decades. Gray's grandmother is still on the list of witnesses possible to testify tomorrow. Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
92 degrees in Atlanta. We are starting to see some more showers and storms pop up around the metro area. Some rain closing in on the heart of downtown Atlanta right now. How hot will it get this week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. In a move that could bring down beef prices, beef produced here in Georgia will be sold nationwide.
Over recent decades, the American beef processing industry has been consolidated into 4 main companies. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins says the new multi-state agreement is designed to address that problem.
For your smaller and mid-sized beef processors in Georgia, all of the beef they process and package can now ship around the country, whereas before it had to stay in Georgia.
Georgia is the 11th state to join the program. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
There's a dispute over the cause of a fish kill on Atlanta's South River in late June.
State environmental investigators pinpointed the cause of the fish kill to a chemical leak at the South River Water Reclamation Center. But the City of Atlanta's Watershed Management says that is not the cause of the kill. Atlanta says no direct evidence indicates the chemicals reached the South River during the operational failure. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources assessed more than $4,700 in total damages, placing the blame on the plant. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
New at 6 o'clock, a teenager from Smyrna pleads guilty to charging the U.S. Capitol armed with a loaded shotgun wearing body armor and camouflage clothing. Federal prosecutors say 18-year-old Carter Camacho told police after his arrest in February he intended to confront members of Congress and scare them into speaking the truth. He never made it into the building and no one was injured. He'll be sentenced in December. New information about the deadly shooting at the Seattle Food Festival that left 3 people dead and several others injured. Reporter Alex Stone says a teenager is in custody, but a second suspect remains at large.
Law enforcement believes that it was gang violence and that these were 2 opposing groups that were going after one another and they got into a fight. Not your traditional active shooter or terrorism or something like that. But the end result was the same in that innocent victims were hit, including a 2-year-old child.
Oil prices are dropping today, but gas prices in Georgia remain around $3.92 a gallon. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says it's not just the Middle East conflict that's causing refinery issues.
Even if there is de-escalation between the U.S. and Iran, if no new attacks emerge, we're still looking at Ukrainian drone attacks in Russia.
Gas prices in Georgia remain well below the national average. We have new information on a springtime tradition in Atlanta, including the dates.
The Atlanta Dogwood Festival returns next year, April 9th through the 11th at Piedmont Park. The festival director saying generous public and sponsor support made it financially possible for the festival to go on. So in 2027, the festival will be asking for donations upon entry, but no paid tickets. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. And triple team traffic begins in the 24-hour traffic center with Alex Williams.
Seeing a little bit of that wet pavement you're talking about where the rain's coming down, Bill, over into Cobb County where the crash that was holding up things on I-20 West past Panola Road has cleared. The delays back at Stonecrest should start to improve. Eastbound, it's just all volume from Wesley Chapel out past Panola Road downtown. Still trying to clear up this stalled big rig. They got it on the back of a big rig tow truck, but they're still holding 2 right lanes. 75-85 northbound at I-20, exit 247. You're slowing before University Avenue. And on the West Freeway, 20 east and westbound, a little bunched up between I-285, the west side perimeter, and Riverside Parkway, exit 46. Next report is in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid for this evening. Sunset around 8:45. Temperatures will still be in the upper 80s at that time. Not much of a cool off for tonight, as morning lows will be in the mid to upper 70s. A hot day for tomorrow, high 97. The humidity will make the feels like heat index more like 105, and monitoring for pop-up showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Wednesday, still hot with a high of 93, but drier air moving in for Thursday and Friday, so it'll be a dry heat with highs in the low 90s through the end of this week.
And on Storm Tracker right now, we're seeing a little bit of rain to the west side of Atlanta. Also some rain in southeast DeKalb County extending into Rockdale County at this hour. 93 in Lawrenceville, 87 Fayetteville, 90 in Kennesaw. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And correctamundo, Caiaccio. It is all true. Must have had one too many drinks over the weekend, and I forgot how I start Hour 4. Correctamundo, Caiaccio. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Did you have a nice Sunday fun day?
I had a Sunday fun day. I just kind of relaxed the whole time.
French
Listen
Sunday.
to music. Huh?
French Sunday.
A French Sunday, yes.
What would that be?
Well, French Sunday doesn't necessarily have drinking
My
involved
wife
with
and
it.
I made out the entire day.
With your tongues?
Yes, all tongue.
All tongue, nice.
I remember my oldest was in like third or fourth grade. He came to me and he was talking about some other classmates. He goes, "Yeah, we saw them and they were kissing Chinese." Like he didn't quite the French kissing thing. It was like, I don't know what was happening in his school at that time. It hadn't quite.
It was an innocent moment.
It certainly was. Boy, I don't. This is something I've been worrying about for a while, but it. On one hand, there's a couple of different like economic things going on in this country. One, this is from Fortune magazine. Despite nearing their 60s, nearly 4 in 10 Americans heading towards the end of their careers don't even have a retirement account. That's not good.
Wes Moss would not be happy.
No. And that's because probably when you get to 4 in 10, there really hasn't been all that. You hear all this stuff like when you complain about the BlackRocks of the world, the pushback is, yeah, but it's good for your 401k. And my response back is, everyone doesn't have a 401k. I know that people who have 401ks, a lot of times, everyone they know has one, but everyone doesn't have a 401k. And, it's an overall society, so those who don't have at the end of their lives are going to have to be paid for by others, right? That's
A lot
just
of
kinda the way it is.
boomers. A lot of boomers worked at places that had pensions.
Yeah, exactly. And
They don't exist anymore.
Those don't exist. So the other thing, getting to the boomers, the boomers have more equity than any other generation has ever had in the history of the country, which could possibly mean the history of America, of the world. There's all of this money tied up with boomers and the wealth that they've accumulated. And normally the thinking would be that, okay, well, Gen X, their children or their grandchildren, the millennials, they're in line. Usually at this point, you would have a wealth transfer through generations. It's like the boomers have it, but the boomers are going to die. And when they die, they're going to leave it to their children. And there's going to be a generational kind of a transaction here where the wealth gets moved to the next generation. Problem is, people are living longer, and it costs a fortune to take care of seniors. And so it might be that in reality, because I'm the last of the boomers, 1964. So I'm 62 now, so there's years to go before. But over the next decade or so, the rest of the boomers are going to retire, and then a few years after that, do what happens a few years after retirement, and the money could go. But because we're living longer and it's so expensive, it might all be gone. Like, you've got all of this money with boomers, but it may be the end of life cost so much money that this generational wealth transfer just never happens. You get people, some of these nursing homes or assisted living places, some of them are awful and some of them are really, really good. But the ones that are really, really good cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
They're not cheap.
They're thousands of dollars a month. And, so even if the family has wealth, and one parent dies and the other one lives for 12 more years, and if 10 of those years are in one of these facilities, the money's just eaten up by the end of the life, and there's nothing to transfer on to the next generation.
Well, that's why when you're
first of all, it's the reason why we need to figure this out, and that what happens in life for most people is that you keep going until suddenly you get this sort of diagnosis, and then you've got to deal with that, and it's either quick or it's long or whatever. sorry, don't want to get too political, but, you know, $1.5 trillion a year at the Pentagon maybe could be used somewhere else in the sense, rather than living in a country
Sure.
where it's just like, hey, that last diagnosis that you have, it's going to break you and your entire family and basically eat up everything that you've ever saved up, unless you are a multi-millionaire or a billionaire. You know, I'm not being like radical here. I'm not calling for, you know, some kind of revolution or anything. I'm just calling it as I see it. You know, taxpayer money needs to go to the society so that we can have a better society. Now, are government programs poorly run? Yes, absolutely. Talking about priorities here. Where are you going to put this money? We live in a country where at the end of life, you just end up getting, unless you get hit by a car or get a disease that hits you so fast you're gone in a few months. If this thing plays out at all, you end up eating up everything that you've worked for and that the others around you. You know, what happens is then the family, so if you're in the nursing facility too long, then the family has to sell the property because the first money was there and that was the money. Now, okay, now it's still alive. Okay, we got to sell the house now. And then by the time the person's gone, it's not a good way to run a society. You know, is it difficult to fix? Hell yeah, it is. Is it as easy to fix as Mom Donnie thinks it is? Hell no, it's not that easy. It's very, very difficult thing. But I'm just talking about priorities, and then not to get too macabre because we've talked about, you know, some pretty frilly stuff on this show that may have lost some people with the ego death and all that. But when I see stories like this, I don't know what it's going to look like. But in my mind, it's like I'm not clinging. That's all I know. I'm also not going out early.
Well, that's admirable of you because you want to leave some of the wealth behind to your family.
There's that. I mean, yes, that's definitely a part of it. But the other part of it is, what are you doing? Cling to another year of misery where I'm in pain all the time?
Yeah, that's fair too.
It's like, but then again, I'm not there. And when I get there, I might have a whole different attitude.
Right.
You know, it's like, I'm just saying from where I am now, in my mind, I'm like, I just don't want to cling and get every last breath that's possible. You know, if I can still read and enjoy and, you know, take part in, I guess. But I just feel like we have this idea that we're supposed to just cling and cling and cling until finally the Grim Reaper shows up and says, all right, enough of this.
Let's go. Well, coming from the kid's perspective, I'm looking at it from a totally different angle than you are. That's good and admirable of you to think that, hey, when it's time that I'm not functioning correctly, that I'm just going to leave at that point. I don't want to suffer through it and put any more... I don't want to be a big burden on my family.
It's a burden.
Yeah, you don't want to be a burden on your family. But I think for my generation and Gen X especially that are going into the age where their parents might be...
Well, we're getting on the doorstep.
Yeah, it's considering, you know, that they need to start thinking about solutions for their parents long term. I think for me, and at least like with the planning that I'm doing with my wife and stuff, it's like, no, we just need to be in a position where we should expect nothing from our parents and be ready to self-sustain ourselves, take care of ourselves the way through. That's the best way to think about it. I know it's not ideal for every scenario, but right. That's right. But it's not, and you're correct to have that position. It's the right way to go about it. But if you pull back from the wider society, it's not good. Now, on the other hand, you don't want just the same families being wealthy forever, but that's a whole different thing. It's not good for wealth that people work their whole lives to build up suddenly just goes away and is squandered. It's better that there's some stability in society. I'm not saying if your dad was a multimillionaire, you need to be a multimillionaire. But if your dad's a multimillionaire, maybe there's enough seed money for you to open that business that you want to open, and then you're on your own or whatever. I still believe in that. And we don't just want the same families over hundreds of years being the families with the wealth. I understand that. But it's not good that we live in a society where basically it's like, yeah, we haven't figured that last part out yet. We have these great drugs. We can keep you alive many years. The way that my grandfather on my mother's side and my grandmother on my father's side died in the 60s, if they had that now, they wouldn't have died. You know, they died in the 60s over heart things that, you know, we saw English Nick, you know, It was almost an outpatient thing to get a stent in his heart, and he was having a heart attack when he showed up. If my grandparents would have lived for another 10 some odd years if that kind of medical technology was available. So we're at this point now where we're keeping people alive for much longer. And as a society, it's just not a good thing to say, yeah, just work your ass off. And then, yeah, in that last act, yeah, everything you've built up is going to be gone. And it's not going to be something you can, at some point, even if you own a business, at some point, if you live long enough, you get Alzheimer's and you live for 10 years or something, you're probably going to have to sell the business.
That happened to my grandfather. He had to sell his business.
Yeah. It's like the last act should be, as comfortable as society can make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
When people are in their 20s, yeah, go to hell, get out there, hustle. But I think, when people are in their, a good society has a plan for those who live to be 75, 85, 95 years old.
So is the issue then that a lot of people that are in that age range that are in homes, I mean, they're obviously not purchasing their own health insurance on the side. They're going off Medicare and Medicaid,
and
right?
No, what I'm saying is a lot of people started off having plenty of money, but because we're living so long, even though we're ailing and the medical bills are building up and building up and building up, and what it takes to sustain life is costing so much. Look, I'm not against sustaining life. Don't get me wrong. We just have to figure out a way that it doesn't bankrupt every family. Ask for too much. We need both. It's good that we have medical technology that keeps our loved ones around longer. That's what we all want. But at the price of bankrupting every family that's not multi-millionaire, it's not good for a society. It's a problem that needs to be. Put it this way, if there are any neocons listening, it's more important than America dominating the 21st century. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 575 North in Canton.
And it leaves only the right lane open right now, Eric. 575 northbound, Highway 20, exit 19. You're slow from Highway 140. I don't recommend an alternate right now. Just hang in there. It might take you a little bit longer to get around it if you do intend to use an alternate. Elsewhere, it is raining on I-20 in DeKalb County. I see that out around Panola Road. And that wet pavement making the ride a little bit slower in each direction between the east side perimeter and the mall at Stonecrest. Finally, some good news downtown. Stalled Big Rig cleared out of the two right lanes. Everything back open. 7585 northbound at I-20. Traffic brought to you by Ameris Bank. Ameris Bank is a dedicated advocate for you, proudly by your side on your financial journey. Learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, financially yours, members FDIC, equal housing lender. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You've done it for 26 years.
2026 total is $2,306,264.
That's awesome. And you can still donate at WSBradio.com.
Thank you, WSB listeners.
Barking Hospital, we love you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-611-2046. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-611-2046. That's 800-611-2046.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You finally got that dream home. Then a pipe burst. Now you're draining your savings to drain the basement, and your other bills keep flooding in. But with Home Tap, you could tap into your home equity to cover renovations, debt, or whatever comes next. And unlike other home equity products, a Home Tap home equity investment has no monthly payments or impact on your mortgage rate. So consider using what you've already built. After all, it's your home. Tap into it. See how much you could get at HomeTap.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Hurt in a crash? Call the attorneys at Sweet James, 800-9-million, and sweetjames.com.
Waiting for the right time to replace those drafty, rotting old windows? Now's the time. NG Windows is having their biggest sale of the year. Save 24% off, plus up to 12 months, no interest, no payments. Upgrade to beautiful Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows now and save 24% off. Hurry, sale ends July 31st. Window and door shopping made simple.
Infinity by Marvin from NG Windows, yeah!
Only inches separate you from the heavy rain trying to infiltrate your home. If your old roof is leaking, think of Findlay first for a remarkable roof replacement. Schedule a free roof analysis. FindlayRoofing.com.
Roof, roof. And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you can save at Progressive.com.
Which could be something you'd hear at a deli.
Yeah.
Between two old men.
Right.
But delivered with attitude. All right. Hey, how about we do an open mic? I mean, listeners do call in and leave open mics, and I think I haven't been good enough to those listeners. So let's call off the dogs, open the gates, and let the people in.
It's a good reason to have that WSB radio have that open mic feature.
Hell yeah.
Okay, Eric, please just stop quoting all this Big Bang stuff. Not too long ago, you were saying the Big Bang was disproven. And here you are quoting it and saying,
I didn't say that.
This proves that it shouldn't have been a galaxy. They don't know. Just everything they publish, they should be saying, we guess. The start of each sentence they have should be, we guess,
I agree with that.
we think, possibly.
I agree with
but probably not.
I know. I agree with that. I never pronounced it the Big Bang, never, whatever he said. I said, since we had the James Webb telescope, we're seeing things that were not predicted, which means that at some level, things are wrong here. And at some point, you either are going to have to move the Big Bang back further and say that the universe is older than we think it is and keep the same sort of stuff going, or you're going to have to start going, well, we got to moderate this thing, because if there was a Big Bang, then it didn't take the way that we said that it did. And so all I was really getting at is people, there hasn't been a whole lot of discussion about it. We paid for this James Webb telescope. It's a good thing. It's a program that I'm for, but it's showing us stuff that we didn't know was out there. And that should be something that more people know, I think, because most people don't think about it, but you just have a basic education and they tell you this is what it is. And, it's in the back of your mind. Okay, Big Bang, the whole thing's about 13.5 billion years old, and this is how it happened. And I think a lot of those people don't know, if they're 35, that, the textbooks from high school need to be rewritten now to a certain degree. And I just think it's something there should be more interest in. Now, toward the end of his thing, yes, I completely agree with that. And we have said that before. These are educated guesses, all of this. But what we do know is that quantum physics works. We know it's the most successful scientific theory, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Because in science, you want to be able to make predictions. There's been nothing like quantum physics ever as far as making predictions. We know that it measures what we perceive, right? We know that. But no scientist knows what the hell is going on. They don't know why it does any of this. We just know that we've harnessed it and we can use it to predict outcomes, and that's the greatest outcome predictor in the history of mankind. But we don't know why. We don't have a clue as to why it does what it does. And when you have that much of a gap in understanding, then it means that these are all educated guesses, whether you're going down to the quantum level or you're looking out to all of space and all of the universe. That's all I'm saying. I'm never making any declarations. I agree with the end of the call. We have no idea what it looks like. We have no idea what it is. So just party. Be nice to each other. Enjoy your life.
It's only one planet. We got this.
It's the only one we've got.
Exactly.
Alex Williams says 285 West is slow in Sandy Springs.
That's right, Eric. 285 westbound coming out of Dunwoody into Sandy Springs. You are going to be on the brakes from right around Ashford Dunwoody Road over toward Roswell Road. Then it's just moderate volume over to I-75. Don't forget all those ramps to Cobb Parkway from 285 West, I-75, 285 North. They're all very jammed up due to the concert tonight at Truist Park, so allow a little extra time there. Just found a crash on the West Freeway. It's knocking out the right lane, 20 eastbound at Riverside Parkway. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for RJ's Auto Body Plus. Now, listen, here's a scenario. This happens every day in Atlanta. A person gets in a wreck, you file a claim with your insurance, then the insurance steers you to their preferred auto body shop for an estimate. It's a short list. They do this because these places are in bed with the insurance companies. They work with the insurance companies to cut corners on your repairs. Do not do this. If you get sick, do you go where your insurance company tells you to go? If you are hurt in an accident, do you go to an attorney where your insurance company tells you to go? No, you go where you're going to get the best care for you. RJ's Auto Body Plus works in your best interest, not the insurance company. Better service, better parts, and paint. And in most cases, a more timely manner. They'll even come get your car and tow it in. Family owned in Marietta, Georgia by my friends Jeff and Edith. Search RJ's Auto Body Plus or 770-955-5020.
Sounds like your car is giving you trouble again, Frank.
Mary, I think she's finally running out of steam after all these years.
Well, why don't you give her a second chance where she can make a difference in the community?
What do you mean?
Donate her to Tommy Novus Center. I just donated my vehicle. It was super easy and fast, and they'll use the proceeds to help people with disabilities find jobs.
That's a great idea. What a feeling knowing my old rundown car can help someone.
Donate your old vehicle, RV, or boat to Tommy Novus Center and help people with disabilities gain meaningful employment. Call 866-NOVUS-AUTO or visit TommyNovusCenter.org and donate today.
There comes a moment when you look at your aging parents and think, I just want them safe. I want them at home, and I just want them cared for. Maybe your mom wants to stay in the house she lived in for 40 years. Maybe dad just isn't ready to leave his garden, but you know they can't do it alone anymore. It's Belinda Skelton. I recommend Atlanta-based Four Seasons Home Care. They specialize in helping your loved ones age in place in the comfort and dignity of their own homes. With caregivers you can actually trust, every single caregiver is thoroughly background checked and carefully vetted, because Four Seasons knows when someone steps into your parents' home, they're stepping into your family. Don't settle for just anyone when it comes to the people you love most. Do what I did when my parents needed help. Choose trusted, compassionate home care. Choose Four Seasons Home Care. Google and then call Four Seasons Home Care today.
You won't believe this. Finley Roofing, the roof guys, are offering new roofs, windows, and doors starting as low as just $139 a month. That's less than one trip to the grocery store. Ashley Frasca for Finley Roofing, the roof guys. Think you can't afford a new roof, windows, and doors? You can. Finley makes it affordable with 0% financing and payments starting at just $139 a month. Go to finleyroofing.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, a forensic psychologist says 16-year-old Appalachia High School shooter Colt Gray can be rehabilitated. Dr. Kevin Richards testifies at Gray's sentencing hearing today and says he doesn't believe hallucinations led to the shooting, but the boy does have mental health issues stemming from a chaotic childhood.
When you're dealing with kids and adolescents, there's still some room before things are consolidated, before they're finished, before they're finished developing. You can intervene in a meaningful way to try and help them develop, more healthy coping skills or address some of those symptoms. So, yeah, sure.
The sentencing hearing resumes tomorrow. It is 90 degrees in Atlanta. The heat is on this week. Will we see scattered showers? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. Security robots help DeKalb County Police with murder investigations.
When we call the police, an alert comes up on their real-time crime center map, and they're able to see, hear, and speak through the robots.
Brian Denner, CEO of the Atlanta-based company that makes these robots, says it's a safer option. It means a faster response. The security robots are at a number of apartment complexes, including Highlands East Atlanta. A 15-year-old suspect is arrested after a shootout that killed 3 people and injured at least 4 others near Seattle's Space Needle. Mayor Katie Wilson says there might have been an additional person who was hurt.
We believe that 2 people exchanged gunfire outside the Seattle Center Armory. 7 victims were caught in the crossfire, with a possible 8th.
Authorities say they're still looking for a second suspect. The gunfire erupted Sunday during a food festival. The shooting may have been gang-related. This could help lower beef prices. The state's licensed beef processors in Georgia can now sell to consumers in all 50 states after an agreement is signed today between the state and federal government. Georgia Agriculture Secretary Tyler Harper says this is good for everyone.
What that means is more access to markets for more of our processing facilities. Means working to lower the cost for consumers at the grocery store.
Georgia is the 11th state to join this program. Many Americans are changing how they shop for food.
Because of stubbornly high inflation and everything costing more than ever before, grocery prices have recently seen the biggest jump in 50 years. Now, more Americans are being careful. They're scouting for deals, using coupons, buying cheaper brands like generic and store label foods. And some of them are just cutting back on some favorite foods, including beef, just to save money. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
A new campaign from the Georgia DOT aims to reduce bridge crashes.
Check your height. No, it's right. GDOT is referring to the height of your vehicle and the height of any bridge you try to drive under. The campaign is aimed at helping drivers avoid striking bridges with vehicles. 5 years ago, a dump truck with its trailer up hit a bridge on Interstate 16 in central Georgia, shifting it more than 6 feet. Such overhead collisions, commonly known as bridge strikes, damage vehicles and infrastructure, hinder mobility, and put the public and emergency responders at risk. Safety and efficiency are the focus of the awareness program. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
It's been 30 years since the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. The former head of the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games, Billy Payne, says the Games set the stage for future sporting success in Atlanta, including the recent World Cup.
Southern hospitality, I found out conclusively, is something very real and very tangible.
He says he believes the city's future depends on leaders who are proud of Atlanta and have a vision to show it is a world-class destination with great infrastructure for major events. The Atlanta Dogwood Festival returns next year, April 9th through the 11th at Piedmont Park. The festival director says generous public and sponsor support made it financially possible for the festival to go on. Next year, the festival will be asking for donations when you enter, but not paid tickets. It is now 6:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, still watching this crash on the West Freeway in the right lane, 20 eastbound at Riverside Parkway, exit 46, causing a little bit of a slow zone just east of Lithia Springs. Still slow on the wet pavement in DeKalb, I-20 eastbound from Wesley Chapel out of the mall at Stonecrest. Westbound delays leaving Evans Mill Road over to Panola Road. And if you're traveling on Highway 78 eastbound, that ride's a little slow getting past Stone Mountain from the entrance to Stone Mountain Park out of those stoplights at East Park Place. Just volume there. Earlier crash in Canton. It has cleared. Everything is open, and the delays are gone as well. 575 northbound at Highway 20, exit number 19. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid for this evening. Sunset around 8:45. Temperatures will still be in the upper 80s at that time. Not much of a cool off for tonight, as morning lows will be in the mid to upper 70s. A hot day for tomorrow, high 97. The humidity will make the feels like heat index more like 105. And monitoring for pop-up showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Wednesday, still hot with a high of 93, but drier air moving in for Thursday and Friday, so it'll be a dry heat with highs in the low 90s through the end of this week.
Storm tracker radar right now showing a few spotty rain showers around metro Atlanta at this hour. A little bit of rain to the south of downtown Atlanta right now. Also south to Cab, seeing some rain. Those showers in Rockdale County. Also a little bit of rain between Lawrenceville and Snellville at this hour. It is 89 in Noonan, 90 in Midtown Atlanta, 91 in Dunwoody. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Treated unfairly by the police? George Stein, the DUI lawyer, can help. GeorgeStein.com.
This kitchen is insane. New counters, new floors. Who did this?
My house.
Your house did your kitchen?
Yep. I used a HomeTap home equity investment to get cash from the equity I already had, with no monthly payments or impact on my mortgage rate.
So your home paid for itself. That's genius.
Huh. I guess I am a genius.
All right, easy there.
HomeTap lets you turn your home equity into cash with no monthly payments. It's your home. Tap into it. See how much you could get at HomeTap.com.
This is Scott Slade. When it comes to your engagement ring, there's only one place I'd recommend. Tara Fine Jewelry Company, known for exceptional standards, craftsmanship, and legendary customer service. Tara's passion runs through every design they craft. Engagement rings you'll be proud to gift, cherish, and wear for a lifetime. You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. When it comes to your promise of forever, only a Tara diamond will do. Tara, specializing in diamonds of absolute beauty and legendary customer service since 1985.
Looking for the story about the guy who owns the Dodgers. We've often said, this guy, great owner, because in baseball you can just spend all the money you want. I mean, there's a few little hoops you got to, but as an owner,
there's a luxury tax.
You can basically buy the team you want if you're willing to spend it. And he loves the Dodgers, and he's a billionaire, and he spends whatever the hell it takes.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. For the Dodgers, he's had success out of it.
2 championships in a row.
So, but now he's being investigated for his. Oh, where is that story when you need it? He's being investigated for his company and how he made his money. And he hasn't, here it is, federal probe into Dodgers owner financial empire was sparked by a whistleblower. Let's see what's going on with this guy. Key details. An internal whistleblower questioned, so this guy's name is something Walter.
And he is the majority owner, but I know Magic Johnson has a huge stake.
Yeah,
in
but
it.
he's just allowed in. This is the billion. This is the guy who could spend the money. So Magic Johnson's got a lot of money, but he ain't got billionaire money.
I think he's the second biggest.
That may be true, but Magic Johnson's got a great business mind, and also when this guy was coming in, what does better with the crowd in Los Angeles?
Yeah,
so there were reasons to bring Magic Johnson in. I'm not saying he didn't spend real money, but he doesn't have the money this guy has. This is the guy who can pay people $450 million for 10-year contracts and that kind of thing.
His name is Mark Walter, by the way.
Mark Walter. So an internal whistleblower complaint sparked the sweeping federal probe into the $16 billion, that's what Magic doesn't have, $16 billion financial empire. Federal prosecutors, Manhattan U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, are currently examining whether undisclosed related party transactions and potential fraud occurred within his asset management and insurance companies. So the core allegations, 2 life insurance companies controlled by Walter failed to disclose that billions of dollars in policyholder funds were invested in private credit deals backing Walter's other business ventures. This is not something you're allowed to do. If I think that my money is invested, is in a, let's see, if I think my money is basically with you, I need to know exactly what you're investing it in and what you're not investing it in. And if you're not telling me that you're taking my money and you're actually taking chances, making bets as it is to, other business decisions that could go well or they could fail. Even if they all go well, the act of doing that is highly illegal. Following grand jury subpoenas issued in February 2026, one of his companies, Delaware Life, launched an internal review uncovering reporting errors and quietly reclassified $16 billion in investments as affiliated transactions. These related party assets now account for roughly 42% of his total holdings. So everybody is
jail time,
innocent until proven guilty, but kind of interesting that the one owner were like, hey, there's a rich guy who loves his team. He's willing to spend the money on him. We might find out that there's problems.
Does this have the potential to hurt the Dodgers?
Well, it would have the potential that he would. I mean, what is the potential now? Right now, it's just an investigation. But
well, the issue is
issue would be like if he, if there was some jail time or restitution or whatever. I mean,
Being
is there
kicked out of the game?
Can you be kicked out of the game? Are there morals
Steinbrenner
situations?
was.
These contracts are
That's
guaranteed.
right. Steinbrenner was.
These contracts are guaranteed, guys. So like they've signed all these players to these like astronomically big deals that are backloaded.
Yeah. Well, I don't think when it comes to these kind of billionaires, they don't get hurt to where that like the way that we would, where we don't have, where we look at our account after it's over and go, oh, I got $500 in my account. It's not going to work that way. I believe I know more about how the NFL does their stuff, their deals, than the MLB. But I believe as an owner, if you're going to guarantee that kind of stuff, don't you have to put that in escrow? Because it's a good idea. So say, I don't know if it works this way, but say that I'm an owner of a baseball team. I just signed somebody to a $435 million contract. If you put that into escrow, that money, I think you can still, you still get the interest off the money, right? You can put it in. So the money is working for you. I think it's the way that they usually kind of do that, but I don't know. I know more about in the NFL, if you guarantee stuff and then you're able to kind of work around the cap, the owner immediately has to put all of that money in escrow. I don't know. So even if he didn't, when a billionaire like this goes down, there's still a few billion laying around to pay everybody. It doesn't go down.
Ohtani's still going to get paid. Is what you're saying.
There's only $50 in my account. It's not going to work that way.
Ohtani's going to get his billion.
And the Dodgers represent one business, right, for him. And I'm sure that money is a little bit separate, but maybe not.
Is it bad that I kind of want to see him burn? I hate the Dodgers.
Well, no, because
I hate 'em.
Here's your problem as a fan.
What's my problem?
You buy into the love-hate thing. You don't have to hate.
I'm a fanatic.
Team. No, but you just love your team and you want your team to win. You don't have to add the tribal. I hate people who root for that other team.
I hate the ownership of the Dodgers because they spend too much money.
I used to say things like, I hope their plane crashes on the way to the game.
Oh, God, I never went that far.
I was never.
I know it's crazy, but I don't say that anymore.
Here's
my gosh.
Listen, yes, you hate the fact that he is willing to spend all this money on a team that is your team's nemesis, basically. But if he owned your team and he was spending all that money, you'd love him. You'd think, oh my God, he's a rich guy and he loves the Braves and he's going to do anything.
Haven't been in that position
he can.
before. Haven't been there before.
Well,
I don't know.
This is why we are at the top of the food chain, because we have abstract thought. So we don't have to actually experience something to understand if that guy owned the team I loved, I'd love him for exactly all the reasons that I hate him now. What I'm saying is, this is why when you go to a game, it can be turned into terrible stuff like people fighting in the stands or somebody getting their head kicked in after the game in the parking lot or something like that, is because people don't understand just being a wildly passionate fan of your own team. That's enough. You don't have to hate the other teams. You simply don't. Every time they beat your team, you can just go, damn it, we need to do better.
And that's very fair. With the Dodgers, my hate is based 100% on the fact that they spend too much money. I have no ill will against their fans.
Right.
I've seen the Braves.
Again, let's go back to it. You wouldn't hate it if that money was being spent on.
I don't know.
Really? Let's say the Braves won the last.
Ted Turner were still the owner and spending that kind of money, you would love it.
Listen, if the Braves had the trajectory after they won the World Series that the Dodgers have had, and now you had 3 in your back pocket in the last some odd years, you wouldn't find anything to say about the owner of the Braves other than, I love that guy.
I have the ability.
You would be like, hey, you know what? We shouldn't be spending. It's not fair to the rest of the league.
Hang on.
You would not be doing that.
Let me give another comparison then. So when Arthur Blank inducted himself into the Ring of Honor for
that
the
was
Falcons,
ridiculous.
I thought it was ridiculous as a Falcons fan. So I do think that if
that was so egregiously ego-driven that probably members of his family found it ridiculous.
Probably like, that's ridiculous.
That was an easy one.
But I do think, though, that if there were all this bad activity surrounding the Braves organization, and we had the wealthiest owner in the game, and he was spending all this money,
Right.
I think I would be able to recognize as a fan, I'm like, hey, I still love my team, but I don't like what my team's doing.
Okay, but
I think I could differentiate that.
Okay, let me just say that. That's off the course. If you don't like that happening, your ire, all of it, should be directed toward Major League Baseball because they make the rules. If the Dodgers were cheating, they wouldn't be able to do this. Everything they're doing is within the rules. And you would want an owner that would exploit every single rule loophole to bring home a World Series. If you don't like the rules, then your anger should be directed toward Major League Baseball.
I do think overall, Major League Baseball does need to implement a salary cap. It works.
Well, the players don't want it, and that's why you're going to have a strike.
It works incredibly well in the NFL.
It's a weird thing. It's different than the other sports. This strike is going to happen because the players don't want to give up the money, not the owners necessarily. The owners want to go to a salary cap type of thing, probably because look at the NFL, and if you're a league or an association, it's not that difficult. Just do what they do. Alex Williams says delays are improving through downtown.
They sure are, Eric. And before I hit downtown, got to talk about this new crash. I just found this one on the jam cam up in Swanee, 85 northbound, Highway 317, exit 111. It's taking out 2 left center lanes. You're quickly slowing back toward Old Peachtree Road and Sugarloaf Parkway. You can use Satellite Boulevard as an alternate. Now, that ride downtown, definitely getting better. All I'm seeing is a little bit of volume on 7585 South from 17th Street down to North Avenue and 7585 North, tap of the brakes from I-20 up to Freedom Parkway. Traffic brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Now you can win big with Powerball drawings every Wednesday, Saturday, and now Mondays. Play the new 3rd Powerball drawing today. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want it.
And I'm not a big proponent of the idea that we need a law, but my gosh, we need a law.
And a break when you need it.
I want as few in charge of me as possible.
Eric Erickson.
Sometimes necessary, but bad.
Tomorrow at noon.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Priority Men's Medical Center restores men's love lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Priority Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Priority Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. Take control of your love life. Call now. 404-885-8885.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer, you get multiple cash offers from serious investors, all competing for your home. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers, you review them all, and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Termites could be eating your home right now, and you'd never know. Get termite protection from Breda Pest Management, and your rate is locked in for 10 years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Yes, Jared, we'll let you live.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You have earned. I think he's earned 7 days of points.
Yes, he's gone quasi-viral. He can live another week.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Go Wolves. Go West.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Okay, so
how dare you?
You exist to get millions of dollars from Auburn and Ole Miss to come in and beat the pants off you.
Now.
Yes.
But in the future.
Oh, that's right.
It's going to happen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
West Georgia will win a national championship, as I did in the video game.
Look what he does. Okay, he sets himself up for failure.
In my lifetime. Come on, I have a lot of runway in front of me.
I
At
don't
least
care.
I hope.
I don't care if you live to be 250. That's never going to happen.
Oh, it's absolutely going to happen. All of West Georgia Nation out there, believe me, I promise you, we're going
everybody
to win a
has their
natty.
nation. Everybody has
Let's go.
their nation.
Wolf
Everybody-
Nation.
So I never get involved in all that stuff.
Wolf Blitzer.
Like I'm a Bills fan. I'm a Bills fan. You know what I think about the crashing of tables? I think it's the dumbest damn thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, the Bills Mafia?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed by it. I'm not
He'd rather
embarrassed.
kick 'em.
I mean, I think it's just like I like Bills Mafia because they do a lot of cool things. But the smashing tables is just, it's not really the. My understanding is there's going to be in the new stadium. There's some kind of like table big thing. It's like you're just encouraging like 8-year-olds to break their ribs in their backyards. That's the way that I look at it. I'm
A bouncy house with a bouncy table.
Oh, is it going to be like, with the Vikings when the game starts, they blow the horn, right? Are you guys going to, to start off the game, break a table?
I don't know. I just heard about this the other day, and I thought, can we just leave the tables thing behind before...
Or the billionaires and their
I would like to know
suites.
how many hospital visits in Buffalo have gone up from this ridiculous...
When did it start?
It started I don't know. It started at
When you guys were bad.
No, it was
you
either.
got to have things to do.
It
when
was
you
either.
suck.
It was either right before Josh Allen joined. I feel like it's part of the Josh Allen era. It was either right before or right after he was drafted. All right, you gave me this story, which kind of reminds me. I mean, Jared sent this story. It kind of reminds me that there's really nothing new under the sun. We just repackage it. From raves to drag, classic bingo is finding a new audience in Georgia. It's just like, it's not, things just get repackaged. Hey, bingo. Oh, that's for old people. Yeah, we're doing it at a rave.
In drag.
Well, they can do both. I don't know if you have to be in drag at the rave or
I was
it's the one
saying,
place.
they're doing
It's
it in
raves.
drag at the rave.
Underwater.
Time for bingo.
But it's really
Lemon
because
pepper bingo.
I think it's because no young generation ever wants to admit that they're getting off on the same thing that older people have been doing for a long time. Hey, this bingo, it's not bad. It's kind of fun, but it's for old.
Drink and do.
Yeah, let's drink. Hey, bowling.
drink
I don't want to just bowl like my granddad did. Hey, let's put on fluorescent whatever black lights
Fluorescent
and
balls.
Let's
jazz it up.
By the way, that's another one that's being ruined apparently.
What, bowling?
Bowling is being bought out by like one company.
No.
which I think has
What is it,
like
Bolero?
It's Bolero.
No.
And here's something that is happening. And it's a small thing, but again, it's like efficiency over customer, right? So I'm not a bowler, but because it's more efficient, all these boleros who are buying everything, they put the strings.
That is the worst.
They put the saying strings is the wrong way.
String bowling.
String bowling. It's so when the pins get knocked down, the strings pick them right back up. And apparently, it has an effect on how everything you've known about bowling and knocking down the pins is changed by this. But when you get these, and I think you're going to find private equity or one of these behind Bolero, when you get to these things, we get bigger, we buy a whole bunch. It's simply more efficient. It's more cost efficient to do it with the strings. This is the way we're going to do it. It's this thing where the company that owns all the bowling alleys knows nothing about the joy of bowling.
No,
nothing. It's just they're making money. Let's buy them. Let's make them more efficient.
So they don't have a pin setter anymore, the machine?
No. It's all these strings are attached.
It totally messes
to
up the
every
physics
pin
because it's attached to a rope, so it doesn't fall the same way. They don't hit
But you don't understand. It's more efficient, and these private equity groups. Why did this company get so big that I wanted to buy them? Because at one point they understood the business that they were in and how to please customers. It's really sad what's happening in this country. Everything is being gutted of joy and fun in the name of efficiency. Hey, that music.
Except bingo.
Well, I mean,
we're not there yet. Oh, no, Black Rock bingo. Dang it.
Big bingo is coming. That music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. We're good citizens like that. Shelley Winter's up next. She's got a great radio show for you, as usual. We're going to come back and do this again tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on your journey. Don't piss off the genie.